I hate this movie. I hate this movie for all it's worth. I hate it. I do not want to see this movie. Maybe you know I take that back. Maybe maybe for like a community night, we will sit down and watch it. Oh wait, no, here we go. Here we go. That's straight up like from the actual Instagram page. Like this is from the official Primitive War Instagram page. And my thing is that I am so tired. Now, and again, this is coming from someone who loves the Vistatosaurus Rex, right? I mean, like, for fuck's sake, my T-Rex form is based on the Vistatosaurus. But my thing, though, is that I'm so tired of Hollywood. I'm so tired of Hollywood having two different flavors of T-Rex. It is either they go straight up Rexy from Jurassic Park, or they just go straight up Vistatosaurus Rex from Peter Jackson's King Kong. And again, nothing wrong with the Vistatosaurus. It's a great T-Rex design, right? It's a amazing design for a fictional T-Rex. But I wish Hollywood and media would just gravitate away towards that, especially since now a lot of the times nowadays people are wanting to see more accurate versions of like dinosaur representation in like media. And someone pointed this out too. So someone pointed this out in the comments that let me see here, because I think it was like a reply to another reply. It might have been. Hang on, let me see here real quick. Yeah, here we go. So this is the T-Rex from the graphic novel. Like, so the author for Primitive War has come out to state multiple times that he tried to make the dinosaurs as terrifying as possible, but also as realistic as possible. So almost all of like the theropods, right, minus the Spinosaurus, all have feathering. And they just don't look like Rexy, but with feathers. Like this looks a lot better. Yeah, they had one job. This sums it up right here. They have one job. One fucking job. And they fucked it up. They fucked it up so badly. And yeah, the sound effects that they chose for it, again, it now granted, yeah, like when an alligator bites down, yes, when an alligator bites down, it does sound kind of a little bit in the hollow department, but at the same time, an alligator is also smaller than a Tyrannosaurus Rex. If a Tyrannosaurus Rex would have just snapped its jaws like that, if it would have just snapped its jaws like that, it would not make that hollow of a sound. It would sound a lot louder because it's a bigger animal. And the thing is, like, I was so looking forward to this. I was so looking forward to this movie. Because I like the concept of Primitive War. I really, really do. But, Jesus Christ, they fucked it up. Like, holy Christ. Let me actually see something real quick. I want to see something. I want to see if we can watch something that's a little bit more educational because it's, you know, T-Rex Day. Let me see here. let me see here. Because I know Edge. Let me see here. Because I know Edge did something for like T-Rexes. Let me see here. Yep, Edge Science. Here we go. Okay, yep. Here we go. Okay, there we go. And let me check my ad blocker, because I swear my ad blocker is on, but yeah, for some reason I keep getting ads. Oh wait, no, there we go. No, it was turned off. There we go. Because I had to watch anime. Hang on, give me a second. Okay, there we go. Okay. And then I want to talk about things like what Colossus is doing with the dodo. Because I think it's both interesting, but also I don't know if it's a good idea to do so. Which is to bring back the dodo with its closest living relative as a template, which is the Nicobar pigeon. Let me see here. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is called T-Rex Maximus, sold, gone, and off limits.
Here's a challenge for you. Try to find out where the T-Rex skull nicknamed Maximus is right now. You can't. Outside of the buyer's circle, no one knows. What is known is that in December of 2022, Sotheby's sold it for about $6.07 million, well below their $15 to $20 million estimate, and the buyer chose to remain anonymous.
Yeah, so this is going to be something that a lot of people who are in the know of paleontology, this is something that will piss off a lot of people. So when it comes to paleontology, right? So when it comes to paleontology, they do have this thing where there is a stigma of fossils being owned privately. Now, and I'm not talking about fossils like, say, like an ammonite or a trilobite or, you know, a common fossil, right? We're talking about things like, say, a tyrannosaur or an allosaurus or a mosasaurus. You know, something that is very significant to paleontology as a whole. And I have some experiences with this because when I went to go visit Salem, Massachusetts, they were selling a fully completed mosasaur skeleton, or not skeleton, skull, a mosasaur skull, and I took pictures of it. And I think it was like right down the street from that, there was a shop that was selling a Smilodon skull. They were 100% real. They were genuine. They were genuine items. Like, these were legitimately real skulls of these animals, just up for sale. And if you were to buy these and have them at like, and you kept them for yourselves, one, shame on you. Two, scientists and researchers and stuff like that, worth their salt, will not want to touch them. They are essentially erased from history, erased from public, basically.
It's reportedly one of the most complete T-Rex skulls ever found, and now it's...
And this makes me so mad.
For scientists, that means access is no longer guaranteed, and the research it could fuel is on hold. To understand why the skull mattered so much, you have to go back to where it was found.
So, like, and this is kind of a big deal because as much as we love T-Rex, right? As much as we love Tyrannosaurus Rex, I mean, like, for fuck's sake, I'm a T-Rex VTuber. Now, the thing is that with T-Rex, is that in terms of, like, fossils or complete skeletons or something like that that is of, like, significant, you know, worth for research, they're not common. They're pretty rare. I think there's only, like, what? I think 50 specimens? If I, Doc, if you're in chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's, like, only, like, 50 specimens, I want to say. Yeah, I want to say there's, like, only, like, 50 specimens or so.
In the far northwest corner
Of Tyrannosaurus? Yeah, of Tyrannosaurus. Yeah.
stretches out as a patchwork of rolling grasslands, cut by dry creek beds, windswept ridges, and eroding buttes. It's quiet now, but in the late Cretaceous, this same ground was part of a humid river plain crawling with dinosaurs.
Yeah,
For
of
Cretaceous
Tyrannosaurus.
dinosaur paleontologists, it's one of the richest hunting grounds on the continent. This is the Hell Creek Formation, the same geologic unit that produced Sue and Stan, fossils that became both scientific touchstones and multi-million-dollar auction pieces.
And
So,
see,
when
and that's the thing, like, let me see here. So yeah, so I was right about like 50-55, I think, which is the most of any of dinosaur ever. Yeah, because like T-Rexes are like some of the most successful apex animals of like ever. Kind of insane just how successful of a dinosaur T-Rex was. But because we only have like 50 to 55 specimens as a whole, each finding is very special because there's just not that many. And if one slips into private collection, that piece is gone.
fossil hunters prospecting on a remote ranch spotted the edge of a massive bone weathering out of the sediment in 2020, they had good reason to think they had just met the next motherlode. From the start, the skull made an impression. Some news outlets initially reported it was about 76 million years old, but Sotheby's catalog and geological consensus.
Well, that and the environment it lived in was great for fossil preservation. No, exactly. Exactly, like the Hell Creek Formation. Oh my god, there's so much that we can find from that location.
This is exactly the right slice of time for
No, it's
Tyrannosaurus
actually
Rex
kind of
and
crazy.
Exactly the kind of deposit that's yielded the most complete specimens we know. Excavation unfolded over 2 field seasons, in 2020 and 2021 on private land. The site had been heavily eroded, and most of the post-cranial skeleton was long gone, reduced to a weathered scapula and around 160 scattered bone fragments. What survived was the skull, collected by experienced field workers before the same erosion could destroy it as well.
And see, like, this right here is a beautiful preserved specimen.
Was remarkable.
Like, this is
Wind,
gorgeous.
Geologic activity, water, and freeze-thaw cycles can disassemble a T-Rex skull in no time. The specimen's completeness made it stand out even more. Sotheby's listed it with 30 of the roughly 39 skull bones, present and original.
Like, let's also just like take a moment here and just realize just how much of this animal's skull was dedicated to muscle. Like, it is kind of, so this all this right here was just dedicated to muscle. Like, so basically the eye socket would have been like right in there, right? So right in there, that would have been more muscle, maybe the ear. Muscle down here. Like this would have been like the Cretaceous equivalent of a guillotine. And if this thing were to bite you, this thing would come at the force of, if I remember correctly, it would be like 2 semi-trucks coming at you at both ends. Like, it's what? If I, like, Doc, it's like what? 8 tons? I think it's 8 tons. Like 8 tons worth of pressure.
Individual. The skull alone.
Because it's basically like the animal biting down with literally half of its own body weight in just its mouth.
Stand, it rose to just under 6 feet 8 inches tall, and the whole assembly somehow topped 600 pounds. These weights make no sense, since fossils are made up of minerals and are therefore extremely heavy, even if not particularly massive. That level of integrity, especially after so much of the rest of the skeleton had been destroyed, is part of why Henry Galliano, Sotheby's natural history consultant, called it a
8,000 pounds, yeah. PSI, yeah.
Researchers, a skull like this is far more than an eye-catcher.
So I was right, yeah, about 8.
Preserves details of
No, I said 800. No, I said 800. No, 8,000 pounds, yeah. So it's essentially like half of the animals, if not, yeah, I'd say about half of the animal's body weight alone is just in its muscle, or in its jaw muscles, basically, coming at you. Like, so like in the movies we see like a T-Rex, you know, biting a human, right? And the human's mostly intact, right? You can kind of hear the guy screaming a little bit when like say when Rexy bites down on the lawyer, right? You can kind of hear him screaming a little bit as she's like biting him and shaking him around like a rag doll. In real life, if Rexy were to bite that man, because in Jurassic Park, Rexy is in her prime. She is youthful, like she's in her youth. And for Rexy to bite that person with the amount of force of an actual T-Rex, the man would at best be bitten clean in half. At worst, he wouldn't have the chance to scream because his bones would be pulp. And if by some chance that his body is intact when Rexy bites down on him, with her shaking him like that, he would be all over the place.
Have learned. Among the preserved details on the skull, 2 deep round openings stand out, symmetrical, cutting clean through solid bone. Sotheby's specialists describe them as consistent with high force bites, possibly from another T-Rex, and pointed to them as evidence for a violent encounter in life. But
yeah, like T-Rexes live violently.
Another possibility. Lesions like these can be caused by a trichomonas-like parasitic infection that eats away at bone from the inside. Both scenarios have precedent in the fossil record, and neither.
Like, let's see here. Rex had better muscle control than a croc, so most likely she won't break him, but just hold him. I don't know. Like, I feel like with Rexy, I feel like that was probably more or less like. I wouldn't say like she was trying to hold him. I feel like that was more or less like her trying to eat him. So I feel like if she wanted to be delicate, I feel like she wouldn't be violently shaking him around like that. But that's just me. That is just my theory about that. But no, like the other thing about fossil preservation that I think is really interesting is that we have actually found in the bones of dinosaurs things like diseases, tumors, like cancer or whatever in their bones. If I remember correctly, there was like there was a I think it was a ceratopsian. I think it was a ceratopsian or a hadrosaur dinosaur that was found with like tumors, like fossilized with like whatever disease they had in life. So having a T-Rex be fossilized with things like, you know, holes from like tumors and stuff like that wouldn't be too far out of the question, especially considering just how violent these animals are in life. Infections would very well be common. I feel like infections would be very common with the species, considering that they just bite things just because their arms are too damn small for just about anything.
Rules the other out entirely.
So infection is very likely.
Of a large tyrannosaur, the largest predator in the Hell Creek ecosystem, as far as we know. That would make it a case of face biting, the kind of head grappling behavior seen in other famous specimens. Stan, for example, has punctures through its skull that healed over, suggesting it survived a direct attack. Scotty, another giant T-Rex, carries similar healed facial injuries.
Yeah, it's just how T-Rexes like to say hello.
Often cluster around the jaws, hinting at bouts over territory, food, or mates.
Yeah, and also just remember, chat. If I bite you on your face, that's just me saying hello. Hey, Jay, you want to come over here and let's you want to give this an example? I mean, you got a long enough nose. I mean, like I could lightly bite you on the face.
On the other hand, if the circular holes are the result of disease, Maximus might be more in line with Black Beauty, whose jawbones show pitting, consistent with a parasitic infection that would have made feeding difficult. What's certain is that Maximus's skull carries more than just these two openings.
I already have enough scars. Hey, look, females like scars. I can give you more scars if you want. I could definitely give you more scars. That's how I got the scar on my nose. Actually, no. No, I didn't get that from another Rex. I got it from something else, but it wasn't another Rex.
Other possible bite marks. bone changes consistent with osteomyelitis, a serious infection, and even insect borings in some areas.
Oh shit.
The insect traces mean that after death, the carcass lay exposed long enough for scavengers to access it before burial.
Huh.
If the punctures came from a rival's bite, did the animal survive the attack only to have the wounds turn septic? If they
I have a
were
feeling that is probably the
parasites,
case.
did that infection weaken it enough for another predator to finish the job? Either way, the skeleton suggests a hard existence in which even an apex predator could end up injured, infected, and exposed. The presence of such pathologies reminds us that survival in the late Cretaceous wasn't just about hunting skill, it was about enduring what the environment, disease, and other predators could throw at you.
Yeah, see, like that right there, that would be like the worst case scenario for any T-Rex, is just get knocked over and then just constantly getting gored by a Triceratops herd. Like that is a horrible way to go.
Just an impressive display piece. They hint at an individual life story. Conflict, injury, resilience, and decline, written into the bone. And yet, just as those stories seemed ready to enter the scientific record, events took a turn that would remove them from public view entirely.
And see, this is where I was
Maximus
talking
had
about.
all the makings of a star specimen. The sort of fossil that could end up in textbooks, cited in papers for decades, maybe even displayed alongside Sue and Stan as one of the iconic tyrannosaurs. Instead, its future was decided not in a lab or a museum, but under the glare of an auction spotlight.
See, and I
Sotheby's
hate
has
this
one of the
so
most complete
much.
T-Rex skulls ever found, and gave it the kind of price range meant to signal extreme rarity: $15 to $20 million. They went in with no reserve, meaning it would sell for whatever the highest bid landed at, no matter how low. That's not something you usually see with an object of this kind, and it gave the whole event a sense of experimentation as much as spectacle.
And see, I
The timing
absolutely
was
despise this to
strategic, too.
no
The
end.
market had already been primed by a couple of blockbuster sales. Sue's skeleton went for $8.3 million back in 1997, which at the time felt like science fiction. Then, in 2020, Stan rewrote the record books at $31.8 million. Those figures generated headlines not only in science reporting, but in mainstream news. Suddenly,
Like, okay, for me, I feel like when it comes to fossils like this, I honestly feel like they really need to be protected a lot more than what we have right now for them. Because a specimen like this should not be going into the hands of like a private collector. It really should not. Because like once it's in the hand of a private collector, that's it. The specimen is gone. Like, was it like you mentioned earlier, like Stan, I think Scotty, I think you said, like a lot of these other like specimens were disappeared from like the public just because of private collectors, because we don't know like how they're being taken care of in a private collector. We don't know if they've altered them or broke them or anything like that, forged them, like say like with the Dakota Raptor incident where it just turned out to be just a fucking chimera dinosaur in the hands of a private collector. So I really wish that there were more like protections over things like specimens like this, so that way we don't have to see this again, because it genuinely like breaks my heart to see this.
a full skeleton is
Because like if I remember there was like another case like this. Now it wasn't another Tyrannosaur, but it was with a Stegosaurus. I think his name was Apex. I think it was like the largest or like the most complete Stegosaurus specimen known to man. And it went under an auction and it was sold to a private collector. And it breaks my heart to see that, because we are denying not only the public to see like these gorgeous specimens, but also scientists, because we can't learn from them.
the size of a bus and needs its own dedicated gallery space. A skull, though? As their head of science and popular culture pointed out, more people can fit a skull inside their home than a full dinosaur. That opens the bidding field well beyond institutions with cavernous exhibit halls. When bidding day arrived, the outcome caught people off guard. The hammer fell at $6.07 million, far below the low estimate.
And for that,
Still a staggering sum
and for
most
that
collectors.
price
The auction
alone,
market was a
it
surprise.
again, it makes me
Hypotheses
so
seemed
mad,
to
and
thrive.
it just
Maybe
breaks
the
my
fossil
heart.
market was starting to cool after the frenzy of the past few years. Maybe it had to compete with other high-profile specimens on offer, eating into the buyer pool. Maybe the degree of completeness wasn't quite what some collectors wanted. Whatever the case, it didn't change the core
And like,
fact
I
that
know
the
a
sale
lot of
died.
museums have like
Maximus
hard
now
times and stuff like
belonged
that, and they
a
need to sell
private
stuff
owner.
off. But when it
That's
comes to
where the
things like
long-run debate
dinosaurs and
comes
stuff,
in.
I feel like there needs to
Museums
be a
rarely
lot
have the
more
budget to
protection.
outbid private collectors on major fossils, especially in this price range. Once a piece goes into a private collection, there's no guarantee it'll be available for study, display,
Yep,
or
see.
education. Even with field photos, inventories, and authenticity reports changing hands along with the fossil, the actual object, the part that can still offer physical evidence, disappears from the public sphere.
Yep.
For
See, this is what I was
scientists,
talking
that's
about.
the loss. A skull like this could yield new data for decades. Now it might sit behind closed doors, seen only by a handful of friends or clients. And so, Maximus, with its rare preservation and battle
Because you know
history,
it
is
probably,
no longer
because you know it probably went to some rich jackass who's probably only just keeping this around as like a conversation piece at his fancy fucking dinner party with like the 1%ers.
part of the shared record.
Like, you know that's probably what's gonna
Secrets,
happen.
Whatever, which leaves one question hanging in the air. What happens next? Maximus wasn't just another fossil dug out of the Hell Creek Formation. It was a nearly unmatched record of one animal's life, injuries, and
Yeah.
survival. Evidence you can't reconstruct from photos or auction catalogs. Now it's out of reach. Its potential to answer new questions effectively paused.
And it makes me so
Dino
mad.
never learned what its bones could still reveal unless the new owner chooses to share it. That's the decision point here. Should specimens like this be treated as private display pieces? or
No,
as
it
part
needs
of
to be.
our collective heritage?
No, it
Because
needs
once
to be
they're
like.
gone from public study, the
No, what it needs to do is that it needs to be so the way I like to see dinosaur fossils and just like rare like artifacts of antiquity and stuff like that, I feel like it really needs to be, it needs to belong to the public, or at least to like, you know, museums and stuff like that, to where they cannot be touched, even if it means like auctioning it off, or have government funding or something like that, to where we can actually preserve these animals or these you know, artifacts from ancient civilizations and stuff like that. Because like once they're gone, they're gone. Like that's a piece of history that will never be, that we will never see ever again.
loss isn't just academic, it's permanent. For more interesting stories about nature, the history of life, or what goes bump in the night, subscribe, like this video, drop a comment in the comment
Yeah, like
section
okay, so
below,
give
and
this
hit
guy
the bell
a
icon
his
to
name.
stay
So his name is Edge Science. Give this guy a follow if you ever like get the chance to like look at his work. He does some really good stuff.
in the know with everything Edge. Thanks for watching.
And he has like this whole series based around Tyrannosaurus. It's called Tyrant Files. Okay. So let us let me see here. We can probably watch maybe like one or two more. Let's see here. Because I want to kind of go over. Let me see here. Let's see. Let's do. Where did I see it? Because he has like a whole playlist dedicated to T-Rex. Ah, here we go. The Tyrant Fossil, or Tyrant Files. You know what? Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go over. Let us go over the actual discovery of T-Rex. Now, granted, this is also probably a little bit out of date. This was made 7 whopping years ago. 7 years ago.
Over the history of life on Earth, Many top predators have come and gone, many with razor-sharp teeth, deadly curved...
Because I remember when this was like... So I remember when this guy was actually making this initial playlist.
These animals only feared members of their own species. They were the most formidable living weapons to ever evolve in their place and time. All of these animals were similar, yet vastly different from one another. Some were insects, reptiles, or birds. The biggest parallel among...
And like I said, this stuff might be a little bit out of date just because of the fact that, well, this is like 7 years old.
These top predators was not a never-ending cycle of kill or be killed, for there is downtime and critical life events that shape the individual animal into their own creature. The most well-known of these top predators was a culmination of hundreds of millions of years of evolution underneath the iron claw of other top predators. This predator's ancestral stock survived in smaller ecological niches until the sauropod...
I was gonna say, because the volume might be a little bit on the lower end.
The most powerful meat-eating animals to ever evolve on land. The queen of these animals is known far and wide throughout the world by human beings of every age, creed, ethnicity, or education level. Ever since this creature was discovered nearly 100 years ago, it has captured the public's imagination in new and terrifying ways. And our understanding of its biology and place in the vast universe continues to burgeon.
It's actually kind of really interesting just how much we know about this animal.
That it is sometimes hard to...
Like, it's actually kind of hard to realize that we know everything but how, or basically like what this thing actually like looks like in life. But we know so much else about this animal. It's kind of nuts. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of nuts.
Overlook the raw power and obviously savage nature of such a primordial beast, for this monster was surely no monster, but just an animal that lived as most do, simply and meaningfully. This beast of absolute grandeur is the one and only, the Tyrant Lizard King, the Tyrannosaurus.
And also, it's kind of funny that, I think like a couple of years ago, they wanted to break up the T-Rex into like 3 separate species, and it kind of got laughed at. Like, it literally, I think, kind of got laughed at, like, out of its way out of the room. Because it's going by off of, like, I think just teeth. And it's kind of interesting just how this animal just became like the poster child for T-Rex. It's kind of funny. Yeah, and this is about like the discovery and like naming of T-Rex.
Welcome to the first episode in a very special mini-series about Tyrannosaurus. As one of the most well-studied and well-understood members of Dinosauria, or any pre-Pleistocene fauna in general, there is a lot to cover on Tyrannosaurus. So let us not dilly-dally. This enormous beast has a lot of information to back up what our image of it is in today's scientific academia.
And like, the other thing about T-Rex is that it's kind of crazy just how, I guess you could say, like, in terms of like video game terminology and stuff like that, just how kind of overpowered Tyrannosaurus Rex really is. Things like, it kind of kept a lot of its traits from its small ancestry, but put it into like a bigger body, and it's kind of terrifying. Things like its padded feet, its binocular vision, its unparalleled senses of smell. If I remember correctly, like, its hearing is pretty decent. It's theorized that it has a fucking pack mentality. It's kind of terrifying just how overpowered the Tyrannosaurus Rex really is. Like, just as like an animal.
Remains of Tyrannosaurus were not attributed to the nomenclatural name of Tyrannosaurus Rex. The remains of Tyrannosaurus were also discovered during the 1800s and the Bone Wars. Therefore, the paleontological rules and procedures had not yet been refined. With few exceptions, every single fossil with even the slightest difference to any other fossil was determined to be of a different animal, regardless of age and location. Secondarily, the paleontologists of the time, especially Edward Drinker Cope and Othniel Charles Marsh,
You know, the funny thing is that I was originally going to name myself
many new
Grarl
taxons they
Marsh.
could, regardless of whether or not the animals they were finding had already been found. Fame and notoriety is what they sought. The point of this matter is that the first remains of Tyrannosaurus
But I felt
were
like
not named
Grarl
Tyrannosaurus
Marsh
Rex,
didn't sound
and
right.
in fact, many of the remains, though fragmentary, would have been just complete enough, according to some scientists, to be the first binomial name attributed to the remains to be later coined Tyrannosaurus. In effect, were it not for the fearsome presence the name Tyrannosaurus Rex has, we'd be calling the animal something very different. Geologist, artist, writer, and paleontologist Arthur Lakes discovered teeth in 1874 near Golden, Colorado. These teeth were given neither scientific name nor description. Dubbed fossil saurian tooth, numerical designation YPM 4192.
That's a nice
These
name.
underestimated fragments and sketches of the teeth by local civic leader Edward Berthoud were sent to
I'm not gonna lie, I like that guy's facial hair. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I kind of envy this dude's facial hair, because I can't grow that.
Dubbed fossil saurian tooth, numerical designation YPM 4192. These underestimated fragments and sketches of the teeth by local civic...
Like, look at this dude. That looks like a fucking Giga Chad. Look at this man. I genuinely envy this man's facial hair. I want this man's facial hair so badly, but I can't grow that. I can't grow that facial hair. I unfortunately don't have the genetics where I can become like, I can grow like Giga Chad facial hair like that.
Leader Edward Berthoud was sent to the famed paleontologist
And I hate it.
Othniel Charles Marsh of the Yale Peabody Museum in New Haven, Connecticut, where they remain to this day. Having never seen
Wait,
before,
hold up. I need to see how far that is
still,
from
it
where I
was
live.
re-examined by paleontologist Kenneth Carpenter of the Denver Museum of Nature and Science in 2002, and determined not only to come from the infamous taxon T. rex, but also to be the very first fossil remains ever found of the beast. An unremarkable discovery that would turn out to be the first clues that paleontology was onto something. Something big. Something with teeth. Really, really big teeth. Many years passed until more material was uncovered. In 1888, geologist
The
George L.
chompers.
Cannon had found pieces of jawbone in the Denver Basin, the same locale as the first
Yeah,
fossil.
I don't know why, but cuffs just sounds funny.
The fossils he
Wait,
saw
hold
and
up.
found are
Wait, hold up.
in the Denver Basin.
Yeah, the cuck. Yeah, the cuck layer. I am a fucking child.
The same locale as the first teeth fossils. Unfortunately, the fossils he saw or found are unavailable to
Ah, yes,
for
the
reasons.
that's where they found the fossil remains of the
Tyrannosaurus
very
fossils
first
without
cuck chair.
descriptions. For from this point in history forward, plenty more fossil remains would be recovered, both fragmentary and nearly complete. In 1890 and 1891, paleontologist John Bell Hatcher found a good assemblage of parts and pieces.
That man looks so concerned in that picture.
Partial right metatarsal, left femur, tibia, partial fibula, and a right ilium. In 1896, these fossil remains were analysed by Othniel Charles Marsh, who determined them to belong to the taxon Ornithomimus grandis.
Yeah,
He
that.
saw the large size of these remains and determined them to belong to an ornithomimosaur that was one of the destructive enemies of the herbivorous Ceratopsidae.
Ah, yes, because we all know that the natural enemy of the Ceratopsidae family is a dinosaur that looks like a giant goose or a giant ostrich. Yes, that is clearly the enemy of Triceratops.
It is interesting to note just how similar some of the basic skeletal anatomy of Tyrannosauridae is to Ornithomimosauria, a good indication of their genetic affinities, but we'll come back to that notion a bit later. We must go backwards in time just a tad in order to go further, as the story of Tyrannosaurus brings us to paleontologist Edward Drinker Cope.
I love his
infamous rival
mustache.
Of Othniel Charles Marsh. In
I
1892,
don't know why, but he... I don't know why. Wait, hold up. He just looks awkward, and he looks like he is letting out a fart, and he is just like too self-conscious about letting people know that he just let out a fart. I don't know why, but he does.
In 1892, Cope had found a few vertebral fragments about the same area as Hatcher had found his fragmentary fossils. Thus, the first new scientific classification was given to pieces that would eventually be determined to belong to T-Rex. Cope designated his vertebrae Manospondylus gigas.
Oh, well, there we go, Doc. Like you said.
Vertebra. He thought these vertebrae belonged to an agathalmid dinosaur, what we now know as a ceratopsian. However, that...
Can you imagine, like, okay, can we just imagine that, what if they went with, like, Agathalmus instead of Triceratops? I don't know if I honestly don't know if Triceratops would be that popular of a dinosaur if it had that name of Agathalmus.
What followed was a large influx.
I mean, shit, same thing with, like, Massospondylus.
Actually was. In 1900, Henry Fairfield Osborn of the American Museum of Natural History sent paleontologist
Oh, there we go.
Barnum Brown out to
Hey, that's where I got my last name from.
explored by John Bell Hatcher in search of the remains of Triceratops for display within the museum.
Yep, that's actually where I got the my last name from.
Barnum Brown and his crew discovered much more. In Wyoming, Brown and company found a 13% complete disarticulated fossilized skeleton of a large carnivorous dinosaur, what they described as Ceratosaurus-like in appearance, what was undoubtedly a theropod dinosaur, and what paleontologists at the time would call a carnosaur. These remains were named...
It was also the name of a bad B movie featuring dinosaurs.
Imperial reptile. And boy, what a monster this creature would have been. That is, if the remains
Wait.
found were really of the animal it was thought to belong to.
Wait,
Undoubtedly a
wait,
theropod
go back again.
dinosaur, and what paleontologists at the time would call a carnosaur. These remains were named Dynamasaurus imperial.
Yeah, see, I was right. I was right.
Reptile. And boy, what a monster this creature would have been. That is, if the remains found were really of the animal it was.
See, I was right about that one.
Unfortunately for us, there was more than just Tyrannosaurus remains found in this specimen, which is why the people who found it thought it was like nothing we'd ever seen before. The specimen included lower jaws.
Okay, for real though? Okay, for real though?
The hips.
Okay, for real though. How cool would it have been if, like, T-Rex actually had, like, things like armored osteoderms? Like, come on, like, throw some like creativity here, a little bit of a bone. Like, that would be kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie.
And pieces of limbs from a carnivorous dinosaur, but also dermal plates and teeth from an ankylosaur, now considered a nodosaur, as well as the teeth and jaws of a hadrosaur, the frill of a ceratopsian, fish scales, and a multitude of indeterminable fossil.
Okay, hear me out. Put that on that. Keep that. Okay, keep that. Okay, we're cooking here. Do something with that. Do something with that, and do something with that. But, like, come on now. Come on now. Like, that would be cool. Come on now, scientists. Come on now. Like, have a little bit of fun here.
Remains. Osborn named it Dynamasaurus due to the osteoderms found with it, which were thought.
See, that looks cool as shit. Like, okay, put some osteoderms on like a T-Rex or something like that, and this looks fucking gnarly. Come on now, you got to admit that sounds fucking sick.
To cover the animal in life.
I mean, like, okay, look, feather T-Rex, okay, that's kind of cool, right? That's kind of cool, but hear me out. Armored osteoderms on a Tyrannosaurus Rex. That's fucking terrifying. Because that means this thing is going to fuck you up and eat you. Good luck trying to hurt this thing.
It was found that they belonged to a completely different animal. Essentially, the finders thought they had discovered what Hasbro would eventually call
Come on!
Ultimasaurus.
Come on, that's cool!
In 1902, another skeleton had been found by Barnum Brown in the Hell Creek Formation of Montana.
Fucking
this specimen went on to
fucking
be
scientists being
designated
spoiled
CM
sports, I swear.
9380. Osborn named this creature Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Tyrant Lizard King.
Yep, there we go.
Henry Fairfield Osborn used both the specimen of Dynamasaurus and Tyrannosaurus.
I want Dynamasaurs to be real, damn it! That's cool as hell!
In the same paper describing them both, essentially as two distinct organisms.
I hate scientists so much right now. I fucking hate them.
Both into the same taxon, as they
Can we
both
at least
coincide
keep the
with
osteoderm?
the
No,
same
okay.
type of animal. Thus, the internationally acclaimed and culturally pervasive name that sparks a sense of awe and bewilderment in the world was born. Tyrannosaurus Rex.
And yes, you can all thank these two people for the reason why I'm here.
According to the rules of scientific
I'm just kidding.
nomenclature, the first name attributed to fossil remains will always be held in first regard. Therefore,
The funny thing is, like,
Tyrannosaurus Rex
so
should
the
be
funny thing though is
evaluated.
that, like, if I didn't choose a T-Rex, I would have been a kaiju or an alligator. And the funny thing is, like, when I tell people this, it's like, people can't see me as an alligator. Like, it's so funny that I'm so ingrained into people as a T-Rex. It's kind of funny.
And the name first given to the remains of this animal would be its true name, Manospondylus gigas, especially since neither of the two taxa were formally synonymized. Manospondylus, huh? Doesn't really have the same ring to it, does it?
No.
Well, thanks to the perpetuated use of Tyrannosaurus
See, I didn't
Rex,
even get it right.
taken
It's
virally
not
as a known
Massospondylus,
protected
it's
or
Manospondylus.
protected name. Barnum Brown continued his search for more Tyrannosaurus specimens. In 1908,
I still want Dynamasaurus imperiosus to be a real fucking thing. I mean, come on. That's basically just a real life Ultimasaurus. Come on. Come on, throw me a bone here. I really want this to be real. I really want this to be real so badly. Because that's cool as shit, man.
Animal in Dry Creek, Montana, which included the most complete skull yet found. This specimen was designated AMNH 5027 and was the most complete mounted specimen to be displayed for quite some time. Described by Osborne in 1912 and 1916, the find consisted of mostly complete skull, cervical, dorsal, and
Look at those small arms. Well, so the funny thing though is that
cervical ribs, dorsal ribs.
So the funny thing is that, like, while, yes, in proportion to its body, yes, T-Rex's arms are very tiny. Also, hi, Hellk, how you doing? But also, if you were to actually look at the Tyrannosaurus Rex's arms, they are the same length as an adult human male's. Like, they're the size of a man's arm. It's just like the arms aren't the problem. It's the fact that they're small in proportion to its body. Which is a thing with a lot of, like, theropods. I'm doing well. Right now, I'm lamenting the fact that Dynamasaurus imperiosus was almost a thing, and I could have been a carnivorous dinosaur with fucking osteoderms like an ankylosaur. I hate scientists because, like, oh, well, actually, this is the same creature. So, no, it doesn't exist anymore. It's like, fuck you. I want to be a cool dinosaur, damn it.
Ilia, ischia, and pubes. This specimen, having much of its spinal column intact, gave a better
Fuck
image
you.
of what the animal was like, and would later be a clue that it belonged to a separate family aside from the Jurassic carnosaurs that paleontologists of the time lumped all theropods into. By 19...
I love that. It's like, with all of the other large theropods that were just lumped into at the time, it's like, I just want to sit here and just like imagine that. It's like, yep, well, it's on two legs, it's got sharp teeth, it's got big claws, yep, it's a carnosaur. And just throw it in there. And was that one? Oh, it's got big teeth and walks on two legs, but it's got small arms, but it's got claws. Oh, it's a carnosaur. Throw that in there too, sir. How does the Tyrannosaurus Rex and the Ceratosaur look like belong in the same family? They look nothing alike. Yeah, they're a carnosaur. And just throw them all in there.
1912, 8 skeletons had
God, I
been
love
recovered.
like early paleontology. It's
Not many more
fucking funny.
skeletons were found with as great a frequency until the 1980s.
Again,
But certainly
look at
by
this
the
thing.
1990s.
Look at it. This would have been funny to see. Like, what Tyrannosaur needed osteoderms? But that's cool though. I mean, you're the one spine linear. I mean, like, look, okay, if you really want to get technical, everything was a Manospondylus because everything had like a giant spine. All theropods technically are a Manospondylus because they all had a giant spine. If you really want to get technical about that one.
What follows is a comprehensive list of all fossil specimens referable to Tyrannosaurus rex, in the order in which they were found. Huxley, 1946. Completion,
Yeah, see?
16%. In 1946, paleontologist Charles Sternberg...
I want to smack his head.
Tyrannosaurus outside
I mean, it's your OG name.
Huxley along the Red Deer River
I
in
mean,
Alberta.
yes.
Unfortunately, he only found bits
But I want to be called Dynamasaurus imperiosus. I want to be called the, was like the big imperial lizard. That sounds cool.
Paleontologist Philip Curry
I hate it
of the
here.
Natural Museum of Alberta went back to the locale and
Fucking
found
hate it
the
here.
rest of the specimen in 1981. At 16% complete, Curry found a small fragment of the skull known as the postorbital, as well as neck and back vertebrae, various pieces of the pelvis, and bits of the legs and feet.
You know, also interesting thing though is that like when it comes to Tyrannosaur hands, technically speaking, there is a third finger. It is just vestigial. It's, if I remember correctly, it's usually located like right under here. Like right there. It's just vestigial.
Harley, 1966.
Yeah, I'm a Megalosaurus. Yeah, totally. I'm not a T-Rex. I'm not a T-Rex. I'm a phony. I'm a Megalosaurus.
Along with his team from the Natural History Museum of Los Angeles County, discovered a fragmentary skeleton with a somewhat complete skull in the Hell Creek Formation of Jordan, Montana. The remains included...
So it's just funny that like a lot of... It's just funny to see like a lot of pop culture will depict T-Rex with 3 fingers. It's like technically speaking, you're not wrong. I want to sit there and say like you are not technically wrong about that, because yes, T-Rex did technically have 3 fingers, sorta. The key word here is sorta. It's just one of them you can't see because it's like essentially like a whale's hind limbs. Basically, they're just so shrunken down. It's so useless. They have literally become vestigial. I feel bad for Megalosaurus though. The first dinosaur yet. We still don't know how it looks. Wait, do we really not know?
Ischia, right femur, tibia, right foot.
Wait, really? We don't really know?
Left foot. Designated Harley, this skull was the largest known at the time and the largest to be displayed, a rather mature individual.
I thought we did.
MOR 008, 1960s.
Nope.
MSU
Really?
Bill McCannis found fragments of a Tyrannosaurus
Really?
skull and bits of the vertebrae in the late 1960s in the Hell
That's
Creek
weird.
Formation. It had undergone reconstruction in the 1980s, finishing in 2006. This skull, designated
We just used
MOR
Torvosaurus as a
008,
reference.
is
Again,
absolutely enormous.
refer back to what I previously said. Really?
Famous sea specimen. Though
That's
the way it is
interesting.
constructed may be a tad bit flawed,
Huh.
thus the
I
figure
actually
has
thought
been
like all this time we actually
more
knew what it looked like.
It is currently on display at the Museum of the Rockies in Bozeman.
Weird.
Montana. Mud Butte T-Rex, 1980.
Mud Butte.
Completion,
Yeah, Mud Butt.
27%.
I want to call it the Mud Butt T-Rex.
1980 by rancher and amateur fossil collector Jennings Floden, the Mud Butte T-Rex
He looks like a nice
is
old
found on
man.
the Discoverer's Ranch and is mostly skull and spinal material. This specimen comes from the Hell Creek Formation of South Dakota and resides in the Museum of Geology, where it has been in a process of being
Yeah,
prepared
yeah,
ever since.
yeah, Mud Butt.
Black Beauty, 1980. Completion 28%.
Ooh.
One beautiful morning in 1980, on a fishing trip in
See,
Close
that's
Enough Park,
pretty.
Alberta, Jeff Baker and his friend came across something incredibly remarkable.
Ah, see, that's
The
pretty.
bone of a prehistoric beast. This bone belongs to Black Beauty, an adult Tyrannosaurus with a 28% complete.
Oh, that's
Excavation
a
began in
gorgeous
1942,
fossil.
And it is one of the most well-known Tyrannosaurus mounts alongside Sue and the American Museum of Natural History's centerpiece. The specimen is jet black due to the type of minerals that leached into the bones during fossilization.
Yeah, that's
Samson,
gorgeous.
1987. Completion 40%. This specimen was originally
Rip
found
Maximus
in private
T-Rex.
land
We
in South
we will
Dakota
never
in
know what happened to it.
1987
Yeah,
by
we
similar
just talked about it.
Him and
Yeah, we
other
just talked about
paleontologists
Maximus.
had initially determined it to have washed away
And
without
how
trace.
I am
Alan and
1000%
Robert
against
Dodger
fossils being in
rediscovered
private
this specimen
collectors.
in 1992,
I am
after
1000%
relocating
against
it,
that.
As well as finding a nearly complete and undistorted skull. It was put up for auction in 2000 under the name Z.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, no, like, honestly, detective, like, no, like, really, it's like, you could say it was a
It was prepared
beauty.
by the Carnegie Museum of Natural History in 2004, which finished in 2006.
Wait,
And was
hold up.
then sold again in 2009, and then put
I'll
on
see
an
myself out.
educational Tour. This
Excuse
rather
me.
complete specimen reached 39 feet. Stan, 1987. Completion 63%. Stan Sacrison found the remains of a Tyrannosaurus near Buffalo, South Dakota in the Hell Creek Formation. Currently housed at the Black Hills Institute of Geology.
See, this is some.
Research,
I want to
it's
go
one of
here.
the most complete Tyrannosaurus specimens ever found.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go see. I always wanted to see
Skull,
Stan.
Most of the spinal column, ribs, pelvic girdle, and much of the arms and legs. As one of the most complete specimens, it has helped build on the understanding of this animal and has been cast and reproduced for museums all over the world.
That's so
You probably met
cool.
Stan without even knowing it. Wancool.
I almost thought he said wanker.
World-renowned paleontologist Jack Horner.
Fuck this
helped
guy.
excavate and
Fuck
describe
this
a
guy.
Tyrannosaurus specimen out of an island in the Charles
I kind of
River
wish
National
the U.S.
Wildlife
was like
Refuge in
other
Montana.
countries where the
The
state owns them.
specimen was discovered
Honestly,
by
same.
Kathy Wankel while out hiking
I
with
keep
her
wanting to
family.
think he's saying wanker.
Imagine that.
Kathy
Just
Wanker.
after
I'm gonna say wanker.
and boom,
The Wanker Rex.
Tyrannosaurus Rex is looking
Oh
dead.
God.
Coming from the Hell Creek
Oh God.
sediments, as many of
Wait.
the other
Hold up. No, but seriously though, fuck Jack Horner. Fuck that guy. We don't like Jack Horner in this house.
while out hiking with her family. Imagine that. You're just out walking along,
Wait.
and boom,
Let that let this sink in, chat. Let this sink in. This is your look. This is what I look like whenever I go take an X-ray. This is what I look like when the park owner says like, "All right, Grawl, it's time for your annual X-ray exam."
Tyrannosaurus Rex is looking
Boo.
back at you. Coming from the Hell Creek sediments, as many of the other Tyrannosaurus specimens, this fossil was helped along its way
Stanley,
to its
yeah,
museum
Stanley's a
by
lot
the
better
US
name.
Army Corps of Engineers and is technically still owned by them. The specimen.
Wait, hold up. Wait, what? I'm sorry. What the fuck did that? Wait, what did he just say?
Specimens. This fossil was helped along its way to its museum by the US Army Corps of Engineers
Hooah! Fucking hooah!
and is technically still owned by them.
That's right, bitches. We own a goddamn T-Rex. Wait, hold up. Look, does the fucking Marine Corps own a goddamn T-Rex? No, I don't fucking think so. Does the Navy own a T-Rex? No, I don't think so. That's right. It is the motherfucking Army. That's why we're the best goddamn branch there is, because we have a motherfucking T-Rex, bitches.
The
Sorry,
specimen,
I had to.
46% complete, consists of the skull, one of the most complete forearms, ribs, vertebrae, and much more.
Honestly, though, if the Marines had... Okay,
So,
look,
1990
if the Marines had to choose an animal, or choose a dinosaur, it would most likely be an ankylosaur. Why? Wait, because you know why? It's like Dubs, you know why the Marine Corps would choose an ankylosaur? Because it would help you guys munch on some goddamn fucking crayons. You guys would probably just give it a bunch of green crayons for it to eat. Well, you know what, Dubs? If the Rangers were riding on a bunch of T-Rexes, well, you know what? They better fucking lead the way. Also, fuck you for saying that. I hate that. Fuck you for that.
Completion.
No, they wouldn't munch on my... No, they wouldn't, much to my chagrin. They picked something amphibious. Yo, yeah, no, what, a Spinosaurus? You want a Spinosaurus? By the way, Grarl and Doc J need to stop eating dogs. I saw what Look, okay, that was not me. I swear what happened in San Diego was not me. I can promise you that look, we don't talk about what happened in San Diego, okay? What happened in San Diego, I swear was not me. I swear all my life that was not me. Now, what happened in Miami was a whole nother story, okay? Let's all be real here. What happened in Miami, though? Sure, I might have eaten a couple of pit bulls here and there, but look, look, in my defense, they looked at me the wrong way, okay? We're all going to sit here and agree with that, all right? We're all going to sit here and agree with that, so that way the cops don't have to come after me with that, with the nice little shocky sticks again. That's what they all say? No, look, okay, it's not my fault that a couple of pit bulls just came up and looked at me, and I thought, oh, I've never had pit bull before, and Damien isn't here to keep a track of me, so, you know what, these two little puppies look a little bit hungry. You know, I'm kind of hungry too. That was a berry. Yeah, well, see, there you go. That was a berry. You know, but honestly though, I feel like Jay would have done that. I feel like Jay would have gone on a rampage in San Diego. So, yeah, no, it was totally Jay. It was totally Doc Jay.
73%.
Yeah, he's right over here, officer. The dinosaur, the Suchomimus that caused all the ruckus in San Diego. Yeah, he's right here, guys.
Specimens of Tyrannosaurus ever found, depending on how you look at it. She has quite a story behind her. Sue is, to date, the most complete Tyrannosaurus specimen at 73% complete. It has been fundamental.
Nice shoulder skull. Thank you. Yeah, it's my brother.
Group, further expanding
I ate him.
of the ecosystem in which it lived. The story of this specimen is long and dramatic, and there has even been a documentary film produced about the history revolving the discovery, entitled Dinosaur 13.
Look, we might have also had a little bit of a fling back in the day at that what happened between me and Sue. Okay, that was literal ancient history. You know, I still, to this very day, just like my father, I was still waiting on her to give me a mating call back. It never happened, and I'm fucking sad. And guess what, Sue? Guess what? Now you're out on display on the museum. Now you're on display on a museum, Sue. How does it feel? How does it feel now?
So we won't go into every detail, since you should go check that film out.
I mean, like, granted, I'm in no better condition. I'm literally a fucking attraction at a theme park, okay? But you know what? At least I can scratch my back. She can't even look. She doesn't even have any meat on her back to scratch.
It all started.
You know what?
Exactly.
Exactly.
A paleontological team from the Black Hills Institute of Geological Research, including Sue Hendrickson, for which the specimen was named, and Peter Larson, president of
With
the
those arms, look,
excavated.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, with Sue. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a little story about Sue. Like, okay, there was the time where I made one little call during the evening. Okay, and a female responded to me. She said she needed her back to be scratched. When I went over to the mating circle, and I brought my Triceratops head. I was like, wait, hold a second. You don't need a back scratcher. What are you doing on the ground like that? Oh, we're doing this. Oh, okay. To this day, I never got a mating call back. To this day, I never got a mating call back from Sue.
New specimen of Tyrannosaurus. Sue had found the remains after exploring the nearby cliffs after a season of collecting Edmontosaurus remains. Larson and crew thought they had acquired the rights to the fossil, since they paid a fee of $5,000.
You still didn't have to crash out in San Diego to save little Ricky.
Look,
what happened in what happened in San Diego stays in San Diego, okay? Ricky got lost in Chinatown because the poor little guy. What? Probably because just because Scotty had slightly longer arms than I did. And technically speaking, I'm a whole nother species. Still, it's rude to not give another Rex a mating call back after a night. She just stood you up. How dare she did? She did. She stood me up. She took my Triceratops head. She took the Edmontosaurus tail. I didn't even get to eat shit that night. I didn't even get to eat shit. She just said, "Okay, thanks." Like the fucking nerve. Fucking nerve of Sue.
On top of that, the owner of the land,
and also like with and look, what happened in San Diego? Look, just because Ricky got lost in Chinatown, and just because I couldn't find the 7-Eleven, and I had a little bit of a crash out, and I started throwing cars around. That does not mean, I get blamed for this. Got stomach blocked. I did get stomach blocked. She even took the food. Yes, she even took the food.
They owned the land the fossil was on.
The saddest thing, she didn't even eat the Triceratops head. She didn't even eat the head. She just took the tail.
So, since the fossils
A valid crash out?
USDR,
Exactly.
FBI and National Guard had to get involved, raided the site in which the fossils were being prepared in a SWAT-styled attack that cost the federal government $1 million, and placed the fossils.
I just want to be a fly on the wall for the National Guard, just to sit here and hear. Yes, sir. We're going to have to raid a paleontology exhibit. I'm sorry, what, Sergeant? Yeah, we're going to have to raid a paleontology exhibit. Why? I don't know. We were just told that we had to go and snag a T-Rex skull. I'm sorry, excuse me, Sergeant. Could you repeat that again? Yeah, we're going to raid a paleontology exhibit and take a T-Rex skeleton. Okay. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? All right. Get the forklift.
Within a warehouse at the South Dakota School of Mines.
She didn't even return head. She did not return head. No, she went with Scotty, a fucking asshole.
Highest bidder at an auction. Now, we're not going to make any political cases here on the Expeditioners Discovery Guild, since we are here for the science, not opinion. But come on, all fossils, especially with inherent importance to our collective understanding of our past, should belong to no one but science.
I agree. The state needs to own it. Look, either the state needs to own it or be like that one T-Rex and be owned by the fucking army. Come on, that's funny. I still can't get over that.
For the more we find, the bigger and brighter our image of the past is. It is our natural-born right as human beings to know about.
No, honestly though, like the state does need to own these things, so that way we can prevent this kind of stuff.
Within this whole subject, which could fill an entire video on its own, so we'll leave it at that. Fortunately for Sue and science in general, the Chicago Field Museum, a fine institution of science and learning, got help from Disney, McDonald's, and assorted charities to acquire.
They do.
To refrain from allowing it to be lost to science for.
Oh, thank fucking Christ! One good thing Disney did right. One nice thing Disney has done. Maybe you're not so evil after all, Disney. Nah, you're still pretty evil.
It was sold for a grand total of $8,362,500.
Of course, Sue would be that expensive. Like,
tax-free.
Look, in life, Sue wanted the fanciest shit ever. Okay, she wanted the fanciest stuff ever. Of course, she would be sold for that amount of money. Of course, she would.
Maurice Williams. Unfortunately and unjustly,
fucking
Peter
prima
Larson
donna
was sentenced to 2 years in federal prison, which is 4 times the minimum amount required for the violation of the 1906 Antiquities Act, which it technically didn't violate anyway.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to see that movie, Titans of the Ice Age in 3D. That sounds kind of cool. Literally.
Complete skull, much of the cervical, dorsal, sacral, and caudal vertebrae, cervical and dorsal ribs, both scapulae and coracoids, the wishbone or furcula, much of the right arm, a complete pelvic girdle, both of the legs.
Well, obviously she wanted a real man who hunted an Alamosaurus by the Look, in my defense, Alamosauruses are kind of hard for me sometimes, especially since I have a jank shoulder. They're kind of difficult sometimes.
Animal in general.
It takes finesse to hunt those things.
Tyrannosaurus ever discovered, but also the largest at 42 feet long and 12 feet tall. Scotty, 1991.
This motherfucker.
Completion 40% plus.
Like this fucker right
During
here.
The tail end of the summer of 1991, high school principal Robert Gebhardt accompanied Royal Saskatchewan Museum paleontologists to the Frenchman River Valley. It took him only half a day to find a tooth, and eventually vertebrae that were unmistakably from a Tyrannosaurus.
Oh, that's cool.
And thus, Scotty the Tyrannosaurus was discovered. At more than 40% complete, this specimen is one of the largest and most complete as well, with much of the skeleton having been found, and it represents a mature individual of 40 feet.
That's actually really cool.
Duffy, 1993.
Duffy.
Completion
Who names their T-Rex Duffy?
This specimen was scattered over an area of
What a
1 acre,
fucking weird
but was
name.
rather complete considering. Found in 1993 by Stan Sacrison, who also found the Stan specimen. It had a 70% complete skull and represents an immature...
Was Goliath a big clumsy guy in real life?
I
I never met Goliath. I've heard stories of him.
All of the specimen's material, of which much
He was also really clumsy back in the day. Someone named Homer Simpson, probably. Yeah,
1997.
honestly, yeah, that sounds about right.
Completion, 60%. Found in 1997, Pex Rex comes from, you guessed it,
Let's see here.
Hell Creek Formation of...
Wait, what? You know, I used to watch a show back in the day. You know, I used to watch a show about a guy named Andy who worked in the museum at the beginning of these ships. That makes me like... Oh, that actually sounds kind of cool, though. Like, and now he always needs to travel back to museum. That actually sounds kind of cool, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Montana. It was an adult when it died. And was
Also,
rather-
sorry, my dogs are going nuts.
It is one of the only specimens of Tyrannosaurus to have an intact metacarpal 3 preserved with its remains. Buck,
Jesus Christ.
1998. Completion, 40%.
Yeah, sorry that you gotta
Found
hear the
in
dogs
1998
go
by
off.
hunter and rodeo cowboy Bucky Derflinger, hence the name. This
Derfl-
Tyrannosaurus specimen is a
Who named... Okay, I'm sorry, but, like, okay, Duffy's one thing, but, like, Bucky Derflinger. Boy, I hope you did not join the military, because, good lord, you would be absolutely picked on.
another very complete one. Derflinger found the specimen at the age of 20 while breaking in a young horse. He came across a toe bone, which led to the rest of the skeleton. A skeleton which was easy to prepare and excavate since it was encased in soft rock matrix. This specimen showcases a young adult not quite small enough to truly be a juvenile at 34 feet in length. This specimen
Still,
also
though,
has one of the
Derflinger.
most well-preserved and complete spinal columns ever found.
Who
in the
again?
genus.
Who
From
name?
the
Who
base
has
of
the
the
last
skull
name of
past the
Derflinger?
pelvis, as well as a nearly full set of gastralia or belly ribs and an ulna. And as if this find didn't have enough firsts, it is also the first specimen to have a preserved wishbone, also known as a furcula.
Oh, that's
which is a
cool.
shared characteristic of most, if not
The
all
only
types
Rex
of
I've
dinosaurs
seen
and
that
their
was
modern
the specimen in
descendants.
New York
It's
called.
really awesome to find one in any given specimen.
Wait, what?
Since most,
The only
if not all,
the only
like a
Rex
cracker,
I've seen
you
was
just
in.
don't
The...
get to see them very often.
Oh, that's cool. Was it like a complete specimen?
1990.
Yeah, Tinker.
The case of the Tinker specimen
Is a sword's
lies in
name?
similar muddy waters as Sue, unfortunately.
I mean, it's still
and
funny
this
as fuck to
specimen is
say.
in a warehouse, yet to
It's
be
also
fully studied.
Tinker.
The remains of this juvenile Tyrannosaurus were found by fossil
You know, if I saw this kid, I'd make fun of him.
bought the rights to the
If I
fossil
saw
from
this
the
kid,
land
I
and
knew his name was
to
Tinker. I'd call him Tinkerbell. That's what I'm now gonna call him. I'm gonna go to the museum and I'm gonna call him Tinkerbell.
However, the land in which the specimen was found belonged to rancher Gary Gilbert. But the land owned by Gilbert was on lease to him by the county, and once the county realized the importance...
I shouldn't be picking on the younger Rexes, but
more
still.
importantly for people like that, how much money such a find could
See, I barely remember anything from
County
the show.
officials
So
claimed that Frithiof had illegally taken the fossils...
oh, it was on Nickelodeon?
But he had previously
Like,
acquired
what
the lease
year
of
did
the
it
land
air
and
in?
the rights to excavations,
'Cause I don't remember that on
so it was
Nickelodeon. I used to
the
watch that
county
as a
did
kid.
not have the rights they thought they had.
Maybe it's in
However,
another country.
Due to the lease taken out on the land, Frithiof still has to give 10% of his profits to the county. Some of the skeleton remains still within the earth, and those pieces that have been unearthed are locked away in bankruptcy proceedings.
Oh,
So it
yep.
will
There we
likely be
go.
some time before science gets to understand poor old
I don't
Tinker.
think so. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I don't remember that.
B-Rex, 2000. Completion, 37%.
Yeah, so these are all basically just like going down like the list of all like the specimens that we have.
Although not the most complete, at 37%, it holds a handful of intriguing and technique-changing observations that have helped progress the science of paleontology to some degree. This specimen was discovered by fossil preparator Bob Harmon in 2000 in Hell Creek Formation of Montana in Charles M. Russell National Wildlife Refuge.
It is kind of bananas just how well a lot of these like specimens are preserved. Or like just what the Hell Creek can actually like
And much of the torso was
like
recovered as well.
preserve.
The marrow cavity of one of the leg bones of the specimen was intentionally exposed.
It's
due to
kinda
Lawrence
crazy.
Schweitzer's breaking of the fossil for shipping. After being examined, it was found that the inside preserved what appeared to be fossilized soft tissue, and upon further inspection, fossilized blood vessels and cells. What a beautiful thing.
B
You
was
can see
for
what the
butt
blood of an
face.
ancient animal looked like.
I mean, like, he did look kind
Fine.
of like the Rex did look kind of ugly. I'm
At
not
the
gonna
time
lie.
of this particular discovery, it was hypothesized that
I was
it could
gonna
be
say
either
it was a Rex that only
mineralized
had a face only a mother could
or
love. Well,
mineralized
basically, because the
oil
mother was
produced by
was only the thing that could love it.
digesting and breaking down the specimen prior to fossilization. However, the debate was put to rest in 2016 when Schweitzer et al. Analyzed the soft tissue and found it to be medullary bone. Medullary bone is a very special type of bone produced within the bones of birds.
Never mind, the show was British. I kind of figured.
Which makes up the shell of the eggs.
Also, hang on.
This
Also, hang on real quick. I am gonna go pee real quick. I will be right back, because otherwise, yeah, I really need to go. I'll be right back, guys. Okay. Also, I don't live in a prehistoric cave. I live in a paddock, and I have my own little tree, thank you. I have my own little tree that I go to the bathroom. It's my special thinking tree. It's where I ponder my thoughts about, you know, about the universe and whatnot. Usually have my synthwave whenever I go to my thinking tree. All right.
Study, having proven this soft tissue to be medullary bone, has given us the first and only tried and true example of the gender of a prehistoric animal.
That's actually really cool.
We now know that B. rex was a female Tyrannosaurus. How amazing, simply wonderful. But this means that we can sex any fossil theropod.
The tinkle tree. Yes, the tinkle tree.
Types of dinosaur in a similar way. That is, if the animal has this type of tissue preserved through fossilization within its remains, we know for sure it is female.
Yeah, but that's like yeah, but to find that kind of bone inside of it is kind of like a 1 in a million chance, ain't it? Because I don't think we're gonna be like cutting up like every single individual like specimen that we have and or specimens that we will find just to be like, oh well, this one's a female, this one's a male. I kind of want to see like if there are more prehistoric animals that show a bit of like sexual dimorphism. So do you believe the theory that dinosaurs have feathers? Well, the thing is, like, Detective, it's not a theory. It's been proven to be true. It has been proven to be true that dinosaurs had feathers. And if not, then you can look outside and look at the birds, because birds are, in fact, dinosaurs. They are avian dinosaurs. They are if I remember, they are either or they are relatives of the Maniraptorum family, which means they are they are relatives of like velociraptors and whatnot. We don't really cut bones. Right. But I'm just saying, like, you know, that would be like a unnecessary way of like trying to figure out like what is male and what is female. If we just went around and just start cutting up like every single like bone that we find to go just to find like what is what.
Y-Rex 2002. Completion 38%. Found by policeman and amateur fossil collector Dan Wells and landowner Don Wyrack.
Yeah, so it's like
is quite unique.
No, to sit there and say like a theory that dinosaurs had feathers. I don't think it's a theory. I think it is actually to be proven fact. Now, what dinosaurs had feathers? That's up for debate.
This specimen was one of the first to be shown excavated live on the Institute's website. Something more organizations need to do, to be honest. This specimen consists of 2 nearly complete legs and feet, and pieces of the skull and torso. A rare find for Tyrannosaurus specimens is complete feet, or more than just bits and pieces.
That looked like it had like
this.
either like bones healing or.
The Y-Rex specimen is its preservation of skin impressions. That's right. We can get a better image of what the outside of Tyrannosaurus looked like.
So like here we can see. Now, with this one, we can tell that, yes, T-Rex did have, like, scaly skin. Now, the thing is that we don't know if it was entirely scaly or if it was scaly and feathers. But obviously, it shows that it wasn't entirely, like, fully feathered. I feel like if the Tyrannosaurus Rex was fully feathered, I feel like the animal would overheat because like feathers is like a good way of like trapping heat. Sorry, dogs are just going nuts.
The 12 patches of skin impressions preserve scales.
You can't really distinguish a dinosaur based on their sex.
But they look more like the bulky skin of chickens and rounded scales of Gila monsters.
I mean, that's fair.
Leopard geckos, rather than the keeled scales of the squamates or the osteoderm armor of crocodilians.
This is probably a gigantic
Thomas, 2003. Completion
Wait,
37%.
Gigantotherm?
Thomas the Tyrannosaurus was found
Such a...
fossil collector.
I don't know why. That's just like such a regular ass
Specimen was
name.
found in the Hell Creek Formation of Carter County, Montana, and was excavated
Just sit there and be like, oh yeah, my name is Thomas.
Museum of Los Angeles
Thomas the
County,
T-Rex.
where the specimen remains to this day.
What a goofy ass name.
The specimen contains
And I say that, and my name's kind of fucking weird.
pieces of the skull and an assortment of
Gigantotherm. Yeah, no, I could see that.
Ivan, 2007. Completion 39%.
I mean, that name's a little bit better. It's kind of a badass name if you want to think about it.
Alan Komrosky in 2007. This specimen is another of the more complete ones, with the most complete tail of any known Tyrannosaurus specimen, with only 3 vertebrae missing. This specimen was likely 18 years of age at death. And
So it was probably pretty young.
since no scientific analysis.
By the way, the show in question is called Andy's Dinosaur Adventure. Oh, okay.
This has been done
Cool.
with the specimen, and the specimen itself shares some interesting morphologies.
So I take it like you're British then, because that was like, because you said that was a British show.
Tyrannosaurus rex. It may be found to be a new species of Tyrannosaurus, but Stephen King of the Museum of World Treasures in Wichita, Kansas, has taken the job of describing the specimen. Those at the Museum of World Treasures have asserted that Ivan is indeed a Tyrannosaurus rex, but it is still as yet not known for sure.
I mean, it's pretty obvious it's a T-Rex, so I mean, I don't know what else.
2010.
I don't know what else to really say.
56%.
Still, though, we live in a world where there's a T-Rex specimen named Thomas.
Lower Hell Creek Formation of Montana.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Craig Perfect.
I don't know how I feel about that
The
one.
specimen was then sold to a Danish investment banker who, fortunately for science, agreed to loan it to the Museum für Naturkunde of Berlin. It
Oh,
remained
good.
there for no less than 3 years and has been analyzed by the Museum
Also, the
of
show
Science
is right now only 12 years old. I'm only 12. That's still...
2013.
That 12 years old for a show is still pretty old.
Dating to 66 million years ago, this specimen of Tyrannosaurus was found by a team of paleontologists from the Naturalis Biodiversity Center of the Netherlands. It is a very complete specimen, with most of the remains being preserved. It remains in the only open room of the museum, after which it will go on international tour while the museum fixes up its renovation, at which point it will return by late 2018.
Okay. Yeah, because
Love Rex, 2016.
Tufts Love Rex? Wait, Tufts Love... How did they know that was my name in fucking college?
20%.
How did they fucking know that?
The Tuft Love Rex was found, you guessed it, in the Hell
Look.
Creek Formation
Look, that was what I called myself back in the Mesozoic era. Okay, I called myself the fucking Love Rex. It didn't work out that well.
of Montana. The specimen was rather complete, with much of the skull intact. However,
Yeah,
it was
my name
unique.
me being called the Love Rex didn't really attract a lot of
It was only
females.
15 years at the time of death, but has been estimated to be around.
And
40 years in
I
that
mean,
time.
we live in a world where a Rex named Grarl and Reg. Yeah, like honestly, Grarl just sounds like a jackass. So let's all be honest here.
And that, minus the handful of incredibly fragmentary finds, is the complete list of Tyrannosaurus specimens found to date. Quite an impressive list.
It is actually quite
There
impressive.
are now more than 50 known specimens.
Oh, see, there
quite
we
some
go.
ways from the days of only 15. What was once thought to be a rare animal has
It's me and the
shown
squad
itself
pulling
quite
up.
common in its preservation.
It's me. It's me and the squad pulling up to San Francisco. Look, I had to get a couple of other Rexes to help me find Ricky because for some reason he got lost in Chinatown. I don't know how you'll lose a T-Rex in fucking Chinatown, but somehow that happened, and this was me and the squad pulling up.
Even though their fossils are still rather rare to
We had to go
find,
find him.
thus why their price tag is so
We
large.
found him though. We found him though. He was in a boba shop for some
History
weird
of our
reason.
Knowledge of this creature, how it was found, who found it, where it was found. Now comes the hard part. Piecing all of the evidence together to get an idea of what Tyrannosaurus was like when it was alive, how it hunted, how it reproduced, and how it died. Next time on the Expeditioners Discovery Guild, we will take you on a multiple-part journey to explore the ins and outs of Tyrannosaurus. We take a look into the family history of this impressive genus, looking at how it got to the top of the food chain and where it could have gone, Were it not for the extinction of the non-avian dinosaurs 66
Yeah, it could have become the Vistatosaurus Rex.
million years ago.
Everyone knows that.
Tyrant Files, Family Tree.
Yeah, like I'm on there. It's just a little bit of a twig. I'm on the T-Rex family tree. I'm just a little twig on just a little branch, little twig on the tree. You know, just a little scotch taped in there. But yeah, no, like this was a good like introduction for Tyrannosaurus Rex. Again, this was done by was it Edge Science? Now, granted, also this was made like what, 7 years ago? Yeah, 7 years ago. So it's a little bit on the out of date section. But still though, for something that was like made that long ago, it's still very like insightful, I guess you could say. Okay. So we have a bit. I'm going to take a little bit of an extended ad break because we do have an ad break in about 2 minutes, but I am going to go get something to drink real quick, guys. I suggest that you guys all just like take a little bit just to stretch, go get something to eat, whatnot, because when we return, everybody, we are going to go and play a little bit of, we're going to chat for just a teensy weensy bit, and then we are going to go play No, I'm Not a Human. This is actually my first time playing No, I'm Not a Human. I was talking about also spawned from a small franchise, which is currently still... Oh, okay. But yeah, I'm going to go and get something to drink real quick. Stretch out my legs. Let Nanook out of my room because he is being a very, very squirrely boy this evening. And then, like I said, when we return, we will play No, I'm Not a Human. So I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. Alrighty. All right. Hopefully you guys all took a little bit to stretch. Got something to drink, get some snacks, get whatever you need. So one thing I wanted to kind of go over before we start going on about like playing No, I'm Not a Human, is that I want to kind of go over this. So not only is it T-Rex Day, right? It's not just T-Rex Day, but if you've ever played Neopets, right? If you've ever played Neopets, today is also, funny enough, today is also Grarl Day. Yeah, so today is known as Grarl Day on Neopets. And the funny thing is that I didn't even know about this until I was actually like looking up things about like my to what I can name myself as a VTuber, right? So if you don't know what Grarls are, so hang on, let me actually post a little picture of this for you guys. Let me see here real quick. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so let's do that real quick. T-Rex Day and Dino Month. Is it really Dino Month? Oh shit, okay. Yeah, so this is Grarl Day. So what Grarl Day is that it's a special event in Neopets where basically what it is that it's all about, well, Grarls. And Grarls are a T-Rex type of Neopet, right? And basically what Grarls are, they're kind of like me, where that they will pretty much eat everything on sight, and also will sit there and say, like, you know, my hands are small, but they are ready to eat for everyone. Basically, they like to fight everything. And if you know how I am with my friends, that sounds about right with me. So the funny thing with Grarl is that so the whole thing, yeah, no, like it's really, really cool. Yeah, so basically when it came to Grarl, so the whole history behind the name. So the whole thing about the name is that whenever I was trying to get everything all set up to become a VTuber, I, for the life of me, could not think of a good dinosaur sounding name, right? I couldn't figure out what to name myself as a VTuber, right? And I went through just about anything I could think of, and I didn't want to sound like I was, oh god, my voice cracked there for a little bit. But yeah, so I didn't want to, well, I'm sorry that my tail is distracted. I can't do anything about it. But yeah, so basically, whenever I was trying to find a good name for myself, I was trying really hard not to think of something that was very stereotypical or like too tribal sounding, because that's typically what happens when you when it involves things like dinosaurs and stuff like that, because it has like almost like a primitive tribal-ish kind of sounding name. So I thought of like, so the original idea was Gnash Teeth, but I felt like Gnash Teeth didn't really sound too well. And so at the time I had a bit of a nostalgia rush. And I was thinking, I'm like, well, since I'm going to be a dinosaur, what am I going to name myself? And then I thought, Grarl from Neopets. Because it's a very unique name, and it's very dinosaur sounding. And so, and like I said earlier, I was going to name myself Grarl Marsh, after one of those paleontologists, but also Grarl Marsh didn't sound that appealing. And then I was like, well, how about Grarl Brown, named after Barnum Brown, the guy that, like we saw before, the guy that founded T-Rex, or discovered T-Rex.
Raid.
Also, welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in. I don't know why the alert didn't go off. Okay, but yes, welcome in, Piku. How are you doing? How was your stream, Doc? If you're still in chat, can we get a shout out for Piku? But yes, welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. I am Grarl. I am a T-Rex VTuber. I am a variety streamer who, thank you, Jay. But yes, I am a variety streamer who likes to yap about a lot of things. I like talking about like nerdy stuff. I like talking about paleontology because I'm an amateur paleontologist. I'm an amateur voice actor. I do things like, you know, I stream a myriad of games. I also do model kit building streams from time to time. I just like to have a nice, like, fun time with everybody. But yes, welcome in, everyone. How was Fortnite? How was Fortnite, Piku? And today we're actually going to be talking about, well, we were talking about T-Rex because it is T-Rex Day. And it's also, funny enough, it is Grarl Day for Neopets. See here, stream went well, just a short one because I lost Steam quick. But I got to raid you, so it's fun. Yeah, no, it's good to see you, Piku. Also, sorry if I'm just like looking over. My dog is wanting to go out and be with the other dogs. It's just right now he's being a very naughty boy because he keeps going fucking ape shit if I let him out. So he is going to sit here in my room for a bit because, again, he's being a very naughty boy. But yeah, no, like, if you do need a raid and dash Piku, that's perfectly fine. I completely understand. So yeah, I was kind of going over a real quick history about my name as a VTuber because I am named after Grarl the Neopet. No, this is not a day for me, which is funny enough. Although that'd be kind of funny if like Neopets actually wanted to reach out and do a collab with me. I'm just saying Neopets if you're watching the VOD. But yeah, I'll have to catch you another time. Oh yeah, no problem, Piku. Like it's always nice to see you like come in here and like, you know, it's nice to see you pop up in chat. Because here in a little bit we are going to be playing No, I'm Not a Human, which is a game that I swear I have seen before. Now, granted, when I was watching like videos about No, I'm Not a Human, I think it might have been just like a demo or something like that. Because I could have swore I saw this game like making its rounds like on YouTube because people were doing like videos about the lore and stuff like that. Like last year or something like that. But yeah, no, we'll be playing No, I'm Not a Human here in a little bit. Yeah, no, sorry, it's just I keep looking back because Nanook is whining because he wants to go out, but also, again, he's being a very, very naughty boy. Because he is being overkill and being extra hyper tonight. So he is going to sit here and be punished because he doesn't know how to behave right now. And to be fair, he's also like 3. So he's still a bit of a puppy. Okay. So, let me see here. Let me switch over. Let me see here. So, and then I'm thinking like maybe next week or something like that, I can play a little bit of like, so someone recommended me like a dinosaur horror game called like, what was it, like Lost Tapes or something like that? Can't remember, but it was something like that. So let me see here. So let us do No, I Am Not a Human. There we go. Okay, so let me pause the music. Oh, this looks very unsettling. This looks very unsettling. Okay. Also, hang on. Let me go grab my fan real quick before we start playing. me go grab my fan. Because it is getting just a tad bit stuffy in here. There we go. Okay. Okay, there we go. Oh, this looks promising. So, what are these? Why? Okay, wait, what? Okay, hang on. Let me do 20 arm curls. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that's 20. All right, thank you for the arm curls. Okay. So why does it allow me to like click on these? That's so weird. Okay, so let us... Okay. The art style is really weird. Let me do Carl Weezer for 5 minutes. Let's see here. Pull out my timer. All right, there we go. Oh, this shit's really fucking weird. Yeah, we're getting her ready for school. She doesn't want to go, but what can you do, right? Oh shit, what the fuck is that? Alright, I'll drop by later tonight. Okay, talk to you later. Bye. Alright, Jimmy. Your mom better be home. Oh shit, I can actually move around on the controller. Okay. Sweet, this is gonna make things a lot easier for me. Hey neighbor, long time no see, how's life? Same as it ever was. So, let me level with you. I came over for a reason. I've been getting a little worried about you. Something real bad, it seems, headed our way. I just got off the phone with my cousin and she told me the news is saying something weird is going on with the sun. And there's people coming up from underground. They're calling them visitors for whatever reason. Creepy stuff, huh? I sure hope it's not true. What's happening with the sun? Either it's gonna explode or something's gonna explode on. I'm not entirely sure. I'm sure you noticed this summer it's been hot as whatever, right? I think we need to prepare ourselves for the worst. My cousin told me that being home is alone is dangerous. So I came over to make sure you don't end up hurting or worse.
Let's see here.
Don't worry about my family. A good friend of mine is staying with us right now. He's looking after them while I'm here. Great. Let's continue with the conversation in the morning then. I'll see you in the kitchen when you wake up. That face, oh I know, that face is really fucking weird. See you in the morning. Looks like no one else is coming again. Yeah, Carl Weezer. Cause someone redeemed it. I'll check during the day. Your neighbor's house stands alone in the hayfield. There's no light in the windows. Looks like he's finally asleep. Okay. Oh shit, I didn't know I could do that. Breaking news. Sorry, let me do this. At 6:28 today, there was a powerful emission of energy from the sun. The burst of energy was far larger than scientists had predicted. As a result, temperatures outside have reached critical levels. Oh god, that face. The government has since declared a state of emergency. We ask the viewers refrain from going outside during the day. Up next, something lighter. Okay. Well, that shit was kind of fucking weird. I feel like Frogman is gonna run up to your door. Oh shit, hi! Okay. Okay. Damn. So it's true after all. Well, then everything I said makes sense. Don't go outside during the day, and you have to remember to let other people in. Frogman. Yeah, I don't know if he looks like a frogman, but I get that. I know you may not be crazy about having company over, but you have to let them in. My cousin doesn't know for sure why we can't just bunker down by ourselves. But she mentioned that if anyone comes asking if you're alone, say no and tell them someone's in the house with you. Yeah, why? The people you let inside might bring something useful or share some interesting information. So choose who you want to test. Carefully. You'll have to take a real close look. It's strenuous, draining work. But don't worry about chatting with people. That won't take up any energy. So talk as much as you like. But be sure to look out your windows. TV's great and all, but there's no better source of info than your own two eyes. Then what do we need to do? I'm afraid all we can do is try to survive. And hope that this nightmare ends soon. I'm sure the government will help us somehow. Maybe they'll lead everyone to shelters or something like that. If they do, stick together with me and my family. Alright, that's enough for me. Oh, almost forgot something. I'm heading back home tomorrow night. Write down my number. They just set up a line over. Okay, hang on, 20 squats. Okay. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right, there we go. My dog wanted to come over here and say hi too. All right. Okay, hang on. Where's a pen that I can write stuff down? Hang on, let me actually text that. Okay, hang on, give me a second here. Let's see here. What are you playing? I am playing No, I'm Not a Human. Let me see here. So, 573365. Okay. Okay, that's really it. Crack a beer and get some sleep. Also, thank you for redeeming first. Okay. By the way, I brought a case of beer. My brother-in-law works at a brewery. Knock one back before you hit the sack. Okay. I don't know what. Oh, it just redeems you first, because I know a lot of streamers have that. Let's see here. Open. All right, so nothing. All right, bathroom. Nothing in here. Kitchen. Office. Oh, what's this? One of those magazines where you gotta find a certain person in the crowd. So, where's Waldo? Basically, where's Waldo? I'm actually really good at those as a kid. Like, as a kid, I was, like, really good at finding, doing the Where's Waldo stuff. Alright, the hall. Don't get why it's not in the corner. I thought there was, I thought that was the rule. Then again, Dad never gave a damn about rules. Okay. Toto, pretty much the only toy I had as a kid. Well, except for the for those sticks we used to whack in the grass. Oh, so basically he grew up poor. Okay. Loneliness and isolation. Kombucha. Okay, so... Alright, here we go. In the distance, you spy the house of your neighbor who's currently visiting you. I honestly thought it was a jar of piss. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it was a jar of piss. Light blazes through the windows, and it seems like his family is waiting for him to come back home. You see a few teenagers hanging out in the yard. They're sitting around without a care in the world, chatting about something. They pay you no mind. Okay, that's random as shit. There's a deathly silence outside. There's no one there. Stiff as ever they can be, exactly, yeah. Even the drunks have decided not to go out. Are they afraid of something? Yeah, that's kind of weird, I'm not gonna lie. Even if, like, there's, you know, even the drunks are not even there. View. Hi! Is my daddy here? Can you get him for me? I was okay before, but I'm really scared now. There's a lot of strange people out here tonight. What's your dad's name? Yeah, I'm just testing you. Oh God, hi kid. You're smart. I'll start asking questions to test people too. How did you get here in one piece? I don't know. Everything feels like it's opposite day now. Yeah, what the fuck is that face? No, exactly. People stay at home and sleep during the day, then go out and do stuff at night. I'm still scared of the dark, but maybe there's nothing to be afraid of. Or is there? Have a good day. Thanks. Thanks to you too. I want to go home, but it's scary out there. We're gonna go play a new game Daddy made up for me. You have to roll a dice. And then you have to move stuff like armchair or the couch. You have to build a big pile near the door to win. Oh, there was her dad. Okay. Can I come in? I was taking shelter at the bar. They kicked me out just like that. Why? I guess not everyone's there fond of my personality, particularly palatable. But I don't mean any harm, don't worry. Life is shitty sometimes, you know? Do I look like one of those monsters? No, I'm not a visitor. You never have to, and you're never going to get a straight fucking answer at. Let's see here. Yeah, why did they kick you out of the shelter? Yeah, why did they kick you out of the shelter? I considered saying something rude just now, but I thought better of it. I told you already, someone there didn't like me. God knows who it was. Now now that I think about it, maybe it's a good thing they tossed me out. They could have eaten me alive back there and no one would have fucking noticed. Oh, hi. Thank you. Trusted people I appreciate your trust in me. Perhaps I even will. No, I shouldn't promise anything. Hello? Sorry to bother you. It's just... It was so hot today. And the TV said we shouldn't go out in the sun, so... Could you... hang on, let me let my dog out real quick. Yeah, I don't know what's up with his shoulders. Could you possibly find some space for me? How'd you end up here? It's not like I wanted to come here. The asphalt may be melting into goo out under our feet, but it could be worse. It's just, well, you're gonna laugh. Visitors came to my house. Can you believe it? They chased me out of my own home. So now I'm just trying to find a place to hide from the sun. What do you think will happen? I don't know. Will I survive? Who will help me? How much time do I have to look for help? I have no idea what's gonna happen. Like, it could have been. I couldn't even guess. Doesn't that all scare you? It terrifies me. I don't know. Sure, come on in. Now I have to live a little bit longer. Thank God. Let me see here. Kitchen, office, hall, bed. Okay. Yeah, I hear ya. Oh, God. No, you get the hell out of here. I sense the energy here is stagnant. Something very bad is developing within. The sun and Leo are in the 5th house. I see it all so clearly. You are a pretty assertive person, aren't you? Huh? I can see you prefer to take action rather than talk. Typical Leo, am I right? Oh no. It's one of these people. It's like, you're such a Scorpio. Oh, that's such a Leo thing. Oh my goodness. I've accumulated a large amount of dark energy here. Yes, very unpleasant. I don't yet understand how or why. Everything feels just so neglected. I suppose I should start with affirmations. Thanks for dumping me all that. Okay, and there are prison guards in your prior incarnations. Give them space. You're just repeating the experience of your past lives. You need to forgive them and accept their histories within yourself. Oh, okay, lady. Only then will you be able to break the chains of the endless cycle. Do you understand? Come on in, I guess. Ah, delightful. You're in quite an excellent location here, to be honest. There's powerful conservative population flow through your house. Okay, I thought I heard a knock. Yeah, detective, that doesn't work on this outfit, unfortunately. That works on the other outfit. Doc, if you're in chat, can you redeem or can you refund detective's points? I guess all we can really do is sleep. Good afternoon. Here's the news. The sun's activity raises steadily as crime levels also reach a new high. According to recent data, the number of murders over the last few nights has surpassed average figures. Experts suspect that this is related to society's ever-growing anxiety surrounding the visitors. And now over to... just a moment. Our studio has just received an urgent transmission regarding contact with the phenomenon we are now calling the visitors. Eyewitnesses' accounts describe them as creatures that can imitate the appearance and behavior of humans. Avoid contact at all costs. In one case, visitors will be able to by the telltale signs. Perfect white teeth. Okay. Sources say they encounter an unhoused person with perfect white teeth who later turn out to be a visitor. That's all for now. Stay calm and don't leave the house during the day. Up next, more weather updates. But first, a message from our sponsors. Oh, hi. Yes? Is there something you wanted? I need to test you. What do you want to check? Teeth. You want me to show you my teeth? Okay, take a look. Taking the odor of sadness and smoke. Okay, so... pretty yellow, right? So piss off with your tests. Okay. I'm not a visitor. Pull out the gun. Okay, leave him alone. Okay, yeah. So his teeth are yellow. Jack Stauber music video. I don't know who Jack Stauber is. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know who Jack Stauber is. Kitchen. Oh, God. Hi, lady. Want a reading? I need to test you. This stream is brought to you by Luxury Cat Towels. Actually, no. But the stream is... oh, wait, hang on. This stream is sponsored by HobbyLink Japan. HobbyLink Japan is your #1 hobby store in the world for all of your anime, figure, and gunplay needs. If you use my chat command code, !HLJ, it'll take you directly to the website. And the best thing about HobbyLink Japan is it all comes straight from Japan itself. And they ship worldwide. They are now opening up shipments to the United States of America with the service DHL Express. Now, if you don't want to ship them out via DHL, they do have a private warehouse system that acts like a pile of loot that they can hold up your items for up to about until March of 2026. And then after that, they will charge you a bit of a fee to keep your items in-house. Again, that is HobbyLink Japan, your #1 hobby store in the world for all of your anime, figure, and gunpla needs. Oh, there we go. No, but my stream is sponsored by that. And also, I am sponsored by Waifu Wares. I'm an affiliate with Waifu Wares. If you use my code GRARLBROWN at checkout, you save 15% off on all online purchases. I need to test you. Oh, darling, I knew your energy would resist, but let us do your tests. Shall I see right through you anyway? Teeth. Well, take a look. Oh, yep, you're a visitor. That is perfectly white teeth. Pull out the gun. Shoot her. Yep, those were pearly whites. I hope this all ends soon. How did you lose your house? I don't remember. I remember like it was yesterday. Wait, what? Instructions unclear. I now owe my... Wait, hold up. What? I'm not following. Wait, what, LK? Like it was yesterday. I had just gotten fired. All I wanted was to go home, climb into bed, and cry my eyes out. This game almost is structured like a visual novel. I mean, like, it kind of is. It kind of is. But when I got there, I saw a bunch of boots. Thought maybe my roommate had some friends over or something, you know? So when I went up to her room to find out what she was up to, but as I got closer, I started hearing a strange sound. It kind of freaked me out, but I'm decided to take a peek, quiet-like, and see what was going on in there. I was only able to catch a brief glimpse of my roommate lying motionless on the bed when suddenly, some grubby guy grabbed me from behind and said, "You can't go in there. She's not well. Come have a seat. Come have a seat in the kitchen." Then he quickly pulled me away and sat me down at the table. I wanted to leave, but I was paralyzed by fear. Then, I need to lay down. My stomach is doing somersaults. I need to see your teeth. Okay. So one person we shot was an altar, or not an altar, but a visitor. I like how we actually dismembered them too. Alright, so we'll have to go into the kitchen. It's storage. Grandma crammed every cabinet full of dishes. Only pulled out the fancy set for holidays. Now, who the hell needs it? Let's see here. I think I'm done for today. Okay. Might go blind. Okay, so we killed one person. You see your neighbor and his daughter through the window. They're playing happily, trying to forget about the ongoing horrors, if only for a moment. The bodies of the teenagers are lying on the ground. Someone killed them. It appears to have happened recently. The blood still hasn't dried. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that, not one bit. Oh! A man as pale as death itself is standing on the foothills. There are strange folds in his skin, as though his flesh is the wrong size for his body. You can't see his eyes from here, but you can feel his gaze boring into you. You suddenly feel a sense of deep fear and pray that the terrifying visitor passes by your house. Yeah. I kind of hope so. Hello there, human. Oh, you are definitely a visitor. How lucky are we to witness the humanity's final judgment with our own eyes. The earth is being cleansed of sin. The sun is doing its holy work. We are on the path to a pure new world. Behold the fucking beams of blessing. You're kind of scaring me. You're scared? Have you gone shadow mad? Here, I'll break it down to you in simple terms. The sun does not burn and broil us alive without purpose. It is cleansing us of our sins. Our lust and greed has polluted this world. It has angered the sun. This is our reckoning. And it's a blessing. All sin will end. All shall we live as righteous as fucking ashes under its gaze. So we have to die? What will happen to you? What does that have to do with me? We all live deliciously as soon as the sun completes its salvation. Its holy rays will help us escape the torment, don't you see? You definitely see. That's why you're still alive. You should leave. Are you a complete imbecile? You're shooing a righteous and just man. Behold Kombucha, let me in, and I shall bestow upon you this generous reward. Okay. Yeah, okay. Very good, human. We can keep... Okay, I'm gonna kill this guy later on. Oh, before I forget, you got any beer? Except a bribe, shameless. I love that. I see your humble abode is the farthest out here, child. I believe it will suit me just fine. Suit you for what? Lord have mercy, I'm speaking plainly, am I not? For hiding away, my child. I wish to stay here. Since we're speaking on the matter, allow me to inquire you as to your amenities. Do you have any holy icons, I assume? I also require complete silence of prayer and contemplation. This isn't a hotel. Oh, thank heavens. Thank heavens. I would never have figured that out. You not informed me. I'm simply trying to find out if your hovel is worthy of my home. Okay, get the fuck out. You should leave. Our Lord will judge you. Okay, yep, bye. I don't like that. Hey! You on the other side of that door? I can hear your footsteps. Mind if I crash here for the night? What's with your face? What's wrong with it? Looks fine to me. Oh, you mean why am I smiling? Yeah, I haven't seen anyone smile in a while either. Fear's made people forget what joy even feels like. Despair blinds us to what little good is left in the world. There's plenty of reasons, but I can't tell you what should make you happy. What did you use love doing before all of this? Try to remember what brought you joy. We can't allow ourselves to wallow in despair, no matter how, now more than ever. Yeah, come on in. I hope you remember what it's like to feel joy. Maybe then, death won't only be on your mind. I mean, he seems nice. Save. Save this game. Save this presets even after your current playthrough ends. My favorite drink. It makes me feel like players. Sure, why not? Yeah, save my progress. Smells like someone died tonight. Good afternoon. Here's the news. The anomalous heat is continuing to rise, and the invasion of the visitors has shown no sign of slowing. As such, the government has founded a new organization to address the emerging situation. Look, buddy, go out and find your own damn golf course. As such, the government... Okay, I've already read that. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, abbreviated as FEMA. FEMA employees can be identified by their yellow hazmat suits and gas masks. Merely days since their founding, the agency has already discovered a new way of identifying visitors. Dirt under their fingernails. Okay. Specialists say that the signs help identify visitors who crawled out from under the earth. That's all for now. Stay calm and don't leave the house during the day. Next up, a crisis reported regarding a pale maniac, but first some ads. God, that does sound like the fucking news. Hang on, let me go pee real quick, guys. I'll take a quick little pee break. I'll be right back. Alrighty. Alright, and let me take a little bit of water. Okay. Alrighty. Alright, let's continue. Okay. So let's see here. Oh, the homeless or the drunkard guy. Oh, the drunkard died. Instructions. It's all a bunch of garbled. Oh wait, hang on, let me see here. I need to test you. So I didn't test you earlier. Teeth. Well, first, let me see teeth. I can't really remember being at the dentist. Was I even there? God, I'm so nervous. I can't even remember if I ate yesterday. Oh, yep, we're gonna kill you. Scared of dying. Oh, we actually killed a visitor. Okay, so I guess the lady that we killed earlier was not a visitor. I'm listening, human. Speak. Okay, I need to test you.
First hands. Okay, your hands are fine. Leave him alone. And your teeth? Seeds of evil. Still don't know. Have you come face to face with the aliens? Very well, blameless, beamless human. I'll open your eyes to the truth. The visitors are the seeds of evil. They are the descendants of aliens who landed on Earth when the sun was younger and the grass was greener. The damned vassals who made their homes on Earth and inbred for centuries. And now they've climbed out from the depths and wish to claim our lands as their own. But the sun has decided to protect us, for this is our holy land. The sun shows no mercy. And on the blasphemers, why would they have hid underground all this time otherwise? Damn it. Why do you get so drunk that night? You didn't need to drink yourself into oblivion. The righteous wrath of the sun, Oh, holy sun, forgive him of his sins, for he knows not what he hath done. Take him into your loving embrace, and perhaps also the soul of the ficus, which shall remain forever unwatered. Amen. You're kind of nuts, aren't you? I'm listening. Cupid, speak. Okay. Okay, so it looks like he's okay. You. Everything's going to be okay. Still feeling cheerful? Not exactly cheerful, but I'm not falling apart either. We're still human, still holding on. We're not making the storm any worse than it already is. When it's all over, I think we'll be able to forgive each other for the things we've done. As long as there's compassion, there's humanity. You with me? I like this man. Okay, I like this man. Can I call? Phone. Oh. Wait, can I use my... Oh, wait, hold up. Hey, neighbor. You saw what happened out there? Those teenagers got killed. I thought the streets weren't that dangerous. Guess I was wrong. My daughter talked me into going out to play again. It didn't seem too bad until I saw the bodies. That's the last time I risked her life like that. God, I will never forgive myself if something happened to her. She's my whole world. Is your daughter okay? I don't know. With all those weeds, I was hoping she didn't notice. But back at home, she said she saw a face in the grass. I'm trying to convince her that it was her imagination, but she's not really biting. Who killed them? It was that pale, tall thing. I thought it only killed people who stayed inside. I thought it had it under control. Figured if I ever saw that silhouette, we'd head straight back home. I didn't think it was anything else that she might see. Be careful. Thanks. You take care too. Yeah, so. Alright, so I'm guessing that's our wife? Or girlfriend? Or something? Alright, so we now have... Well... So that was a visitor that we killed. And he was not a visitor. He was just an angry guy. I like him. The other guy, he's an asshole, but he's also a religious zealot. I think I'm done for today. Turmoil, terror, and suffering, and all because of the visitors. But in our hour of need, just as our cries were about to be left unanswered, FEMA has come to our aid. And we're back. Yes, welcome back from Ad Break Baby Jail, everybody. These brave heroes from Federal Emergency Management Agency are protecting us from the visitor invasion. So far, the agency has identified over 27,000 dangerous anomalies. Remember, you can help the agency by informing them about any suspicious activity around you. To do so, just hand suspects a notice slip to have them visit FEMA. Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me write that down too. If you ever start to wonder whether you might be a visitor, call our hotline, 000-451. Hang on, let me text that real quick. So 000-451. Okay, so I guess now we can just like hand people over to FEMA. Help us help you. Support FEMA and join the fight against the visitors. I don't look that way. Not anymore. Why not anymore? That's strange. There's a small group of FEMA employees standing by your neighbor's house. I wonder what they're talking about. Maybe they're taking soil samples? Or looking somewhere to set up a base. Yeah, that is a little strange. Yep. The charred husks of the teenagers are... the bodies are lying on the ground. It looks like they've been there all day. 2 FEMA employees are standing by to next to the bodies to writing something down. It's a good thing they showed up to take away the corpses. You hate to think of what kind of diseases could spread if the decaying flesh was left out to rot there. Yeah, no, that is a good thing. You see a group of armed soldiers through the window. Apparently, it's a small squad that was sent here from the city to provide security for FEMA employees. You hear some fragments of information about a pale man with a bare torso. Maybe these went to track down that creepy visitor. Yeah, so, okay, so that one is definitely a visitor. Howdy. Oh, this guy. What do you want? Spacious house you got here. I like it. I got a gun. Delicious. Despair gives courage to the coward, yes? So, you alone? It's your lucky day. I can hear someone whispering inside. But who knows? They'll be there in a few days. Oh, I can't use the phone at night. Okay. Oh, hi. Hey, pal. Listen, I'm kind of knee-deep in shit right now. Mind if I sort of lay low here for a bit? What happened? Where do I even start? I'm a cabbie, right? So I was driving this passenger and then... Well, you know how it goes. Turns out he He wasn't said who he said he was. Now he's not here, and neither is my car. What happened to your passenger? I ain't exactly paranoid or nothing, but he was a visitor. I kind of caught a glimpse in the rear view, and saw those billboard white teeth, you know? Didn't think twice. Just drove him to FEMA. Big mistake. They sort of wanted to haul me along with whatever I brought him. So I bolted, and can't even go home now, you know? Bet those sneaky jerks are already waiting for me. Oh, okay, Chad. Come in. Whew, thanks, pal. Just remember, don't trust them them fuckers in yellow. Blink and they'll stat you up. I swear to God. So, we meet again. Remember, things were a bit different the last time we crossed paths, yet remain alive. Strange thing. I don't know how to explain it. I'd like to start with our conversation with a divination. Tell my fortune by choosing a page in this book. Where should I open to? Right in the middle. Who are you? Me? I am I. You were home. Yes, a tragic story indeed. Is this what awaits us? It's quite possible. I don't like this guy. Not entirely. I'd read it more from advice. Okay. I can't say just why yet, but that should make things easier for you. For now, I'm gonna have a nice long ponder about the selection you chose from the book. Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like that at all, actually. Yeah, I don't like that at all, actually. Good afternoon, and here's the news. FEMA has taken new measures to address the ongoing visitor invasion. As of now, they have organized quarantine zones to detain potentially dangerous suspects. FEMA has also identified a new visitor's sign after experimenting with those detained. Blood red eyes. Ooh, yeah. According to reports, FEMA has discovered the sign after observing detained visitors, noting the creatures have increased photosensitivity, causing their eyes to become inflamed and red. That's all for now. Stay calm and don't leave the house during the day. Up next, a report on FEMA, but first, a word from our sponsors. Interesting. I'll save him for last. Kitchen. Office. Let's check you. Everything's gonna be okay. I need to test you. Go on. Eyes. Of course. Okay. Eyes remember a lot. Leave them alone. Okay, so he's fine. Because he doesn't have bloodshot eyes. You, however, I need to test you. Eyes. Look into my dark eyes. Okay. Oh, yeah, you're definitely a visitor. Pull out the gun. Shoot him. Yep, he was definitely a visitor. I think I'll have a beer. Okay. Don't be shy, man. Go on and ask. Still think FEMA's coming after you? I really hope not, you know? Yeah, I'm kind of messed up heading to FEMA like that. I should have known that they tried to snatch me up too, you know? I figured they'd just take the passenger and leave me be. Instead, they took my car and my damn near shot me. But I think about it, man. What else was I supposed to do? The guy was a visitor. You had no choice. Well, you're right. You know, kind of wasn't really. There really wasn't another way. Man, I miss the days when you could just sit behind the wheel and not think about nothing. Now with these visitors, hell, maybe the next passenger will decide to put a bullet in ya. Eh. Okay. So can I check him again? Let's see here. Let's see. One time I lashed out at someone who wanted to only help me, and now she's gone. That moment broke something in me. I knew I had to change or I'd destroy everything I touch. So I learned to let go, to breathe, to make peace. That's how I got there. Or that's how I got here. I mean, it looks like everything... Yeah, because he was a visitor. I need to check myself. Okay. Well, I mean, I kind of need to check myself to make sure I'm not a visitor. I like that. I need to check myself. Screw this. Let me call the neighbor. Make sure he's okay. So, let's see here. So, 5, 7, 3, 3, 6, 5. Hey, neighbor. Thanks for calling. Honestly, I'm still shaken up by all of this. Did the costume swap work? They do, yes. They do. The murders, soldiers, FEMA. They even showed up at my door last night. Asked about the people staying there, or staying here. Scribbled something on a tablet, and then... Nope. There we go. Hang on. There we go. Perfect. Well, and this also makes sense because this is, this is T-Rex Day, so I mean, like, this is pretty fitting. Yeah, this is my little chibi T-Rex form. Yeah, I'm just a little guy. One of them took someone out of my house. I don't know. Nobody really knows much about them. They came out of nowhere, acting like they've got everything under control. But how do they even spot the signs when they are all just they're all just normal human traits? Feels like they're not telling us the whole truth. Or they take your tenant. Hell if I know. They said it was for tests. I thought all these soldiers and government officials would fix things. Should have known better than to think they'd help us or get us to a safe place. No way in hell am I ever letting that happen over my dead body. If those bastards so much lay a finger on her, I'll tear them apart. Thanks. Never thought that we'd end up living through interesting times. The sun, the visitors, and now FEMA. So many questions and not a single damn answer. Neighbor, I need to ask you something of you. If something happens to me, promise you'll look after my daughter. I promise. Thank you, neighbor. I know I can count on you. Alright, gotta go. Stay strong. Yeah, stay strong, homie. Stay strong. Yeah, shit's kind of fucked up. Yeah, shit's really kind of fucked up right now. Can I drink another beer? Or am I done for the day? I think I'm done for today. Okay. Once upon a time, two brothers lived near a dam. The daily splashing of water made the river foam like a crisp beverage on a summer day. Later in life, the image of their childhood in mind, the two brothers started Bobber Brewery together. Since then, Bobber something has become one of the best-selling beers in both at home and in bars. Bobber Cerny beer. Drink the good stuff. Drink a lot. Now available through Roar Force Food Delivery. Wait, hold up. Can I call them? Can I call them? Hang on. Let me see here, actually. Okay. I wonder if I can actually call them to deliver food. Can I call them? For Forest, okay. Wait. Oh, it's right there. Oh, it's actually like right there. 855 548. Hello, you've reached Forest Food Delivery. What would you like to place an order? Thank you. Your order hasn't been accepted. Please accept tomorrow night. Okay, so what if I did... Can I order again? Or is it just a one-time thing? Hello, you've reached Forest Food Delivery. I'm sorry, we can't accept your order right now. You've already have a delivery logged in our system. Due to unexpected demand, we have been forced to temporarily limit the number of orders that can be placed per day. If you'd still like to place an order, please try calling again another time. Thank you. Well, that was polite of him. Oh, okay, that was polite of him. Alright, let's check the windows. Oh, God! Your neighbor's house, which he just painted white, is now charred blacker than black. It seems like the fire is still blazing even now. Could someone have burned it down on purpose? Hang on. Let me reconnect my phone. Not my phone, my controller here. Give me a second. What happened to your neighbor's family? Is anyone still alive? Where we thoughts swirl in your head and now overcome with a feeling of incomprehension and helplessness? Oh, the pale, creepy man is standing on the street, smiling. He's holding someone's decapitated head in a helmet. It's the head of a soldier, his face frozen in a terrified grimace. You're not sure what scared him more, the pale visitor or his own impending death. Well. The entire squad of soldiers that arrived just yesterday is dead. Looks like there was a massacre out there. Bodies are scattered across the whole street, and one of them is missing its head. Did that pale, creepy stranger kill them all? Yeah, I would totally sit there and say yes. Yes, he fucking did. Good evening. I'm from FEMA. We're making house calls for your neighborhood, checking with residents. Why should I trust you? I can show you my credentials if it will put you at ease. Anyway, visitors rarely move in groups, maybe even never. Why are you in protective gear? Why should we be wearing that too? Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, that's a legitimate question. That's actually a fair question. No, but you could buy some if it would make you feel any safer. We're still in the process of studying the sun's effect on the environment. It's important for us to be careful since we're spending so much time outside. So what happens next? I'll take one person. We'll run some tests to make sure they're okay and determine if it's safer for them to continue living in the area. We'll verify that they're human too, of course. Do I need a pack? Is this your house? Then no. Stay with the other residents if you need to evacuate. I'll let you know. We'll just take one person and be on our way. Have a good night. Well, fuck, okay. Hi. 4 rest food delivery here. Accept the delivery. There you go, kombucha. Have a good day. Oh, I mean, night. Still not used to that. Hi. Let me in. They killed my daddy. Who did it? The visitors to the house. They were sitting with us. Daddy was talking to them about something, and then they killed him. Our house is on fire. Come in. Will you help me? I'm scared. You. Oh, hi. You got pearly white teeth. Fuck you. Too many questions. Yes, I know. How will you help? How'd you find my house? City? Lived there. Saw your house, walked over here. Not hot here. Do I? Sure. Strange thing to say. If that, I don't think you're human. So what? Want to see me dance? Maybe I dance. I'm ballerina. You should leave. Look at Kitty. Think again. Go to hell. You find Kitty under house. Small gift from me. Yeah, that was a fucking visitor. Hello? The heat doesn't bother me, but I'm just looking for a quiet place to rest. Might I find some peace in your home? Who are you? It doesn't matter anymore. Are you wondering if I'm a visitor? Not, but I do have a request. I'll ask you later. I'm not sure if I can trust you with it yet. Take off your jacket. No. That's a little sus.
I'll leave. I won't beg, but I won't bother you any longer. Yeah, I understand. Goodbye then. Right. Maybe I don't want to go to waste bullets. Goodbye. Hi, Evan. How are you doing? Yeah, that was yeah, that was totally not sus at all. Legitimately, that totally didn't. Good afternoon. You're watching the news. Due to sharp increase in suspected visitor sightings, FEMA has announced that it is enacting new protection measures. Effective immediately, a full quarantine will be enforced across all major population areas. Travel outside outside your city or nearby villages is strictly prohibited. Yeah, that was kind of sus. I'm good. Hope you're doing. I'm doing good. Right now, I am playing. No, I am not a human. Yeah, right now I am playing. No, I am not. Oh wait, hang on. Give me a second here. Give me a second. There we go. Okay. And then, let me see here. So jacking on. There we go. Yeah, right now I'm playing No, I'm Not a Human. We've had like a couple of really sussy people. Yeah, thank you for shouting out, Eben. Please stay within your designated area. In addition, FEMA has revealed a new visitor identification procedure. Hairless arm... Wait, what? So if you just take care of your armpits, you're a visitor? The agency is asking citizens to bear with the test and comply with escorts to quarantine zones. That's all for now. Stay calm and don't leave the house during the day. Up next, a report on what you can do if you spot a visitor. Okay. FEMA suggests that the visitor's phenomenon may be infectious or pose thus further undisclosed biological threat. Hi, Wild Wolf. How you doing? For this reason, it's critical to report any potential visitors and isolate them immediately. If you can't hand over a visitor to a quarantine zone right away, issue them a special request to appear before FEMA. During the next collection round, an employee will take anyone who has this paper for examination. Think Doc J is a visitor? His teeth are white? I mean, yeah, you might be onto something about that one. That's all for now. I see. Everything's gonna be okay. I need to test you. Armpits. Okay, so he's good. Okay, so he's good. I just take care of my teeth. That's what a visitor would say, though. He's pretty ordinary, right? Yeah, leave him alone. He's fine. Well, that's gonna be hard. Teeth. I got white teeth. Shit, white. Oh, wait, hold on. Screw this. Let me go to the storage. No. I'm literally a dinosaur, man. I don't think I would pass as a visitor. I don't know. That I mean, like, that's what a visitor would say, though. Only a visitor would say that. I want my mommy.
Yeah, tell me. I don't know. They came in and started talking, and Dad said they were wrong. And then they said, Daddy, Daddy! Talk to me tomorrow, okay? The girl doesn't even hear you. Okay. Shit, I might be a... Fuck, I might be. Yeah, okay, I honestly might be. Shit, okay. I got pearly white teeth. Hello, this is the Federal Emergency Management Medical Division. We're now able to provide consultation services regarding official visitor screening procedures. Please state your claim. What should I know about the teeth sign? For accurate testing, we recommend avoiding tobacco products. Smoking may have effect on the condition of teeth, leading to unreliable results. Please state your question. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Hey, I recommend checking out the Yes, I am going to be looking so that's the thing, Wild Wolf, is that I will be playing that next week. I have actually been, so funny enough is that I have been following that game since literally I started VTubing back in 2022. I am like beyond excited for this because you have no idea how fucking excited I am about this game being released. Like, I have just been chomping at the bit to actually play this game. Like legitimately. And I'm starting to gather up some people to play it. So I'm hoping I can bring in some people in next week to play the game with me. Okay, so far we just have him and the girl. Yeah, so we just have him and the girl. All right, so we'll need 5, 8, 8, 5, 4, 8. It's on my wish list. I'm thinking about getting it. No, absolutely do. Like, honestly, I would say get it because for me, it's like one of the best things in the world because it's like I love Alien Isolation and obviously I love dinosaurs, so it's like a good marriage of those. Honestly, I've been looking forward to this more than like the other one that's coming out, which is Paleophage. Which honestly, Paleophage, I'm excited for a different reason. Is because it's practically like the Dino Crisis reincarnated. And I love that. But no, I would definitely say like, no, like get it. Okay. So let's take a look. Oh, what the fuck? You're looking into the ruins of your neighbor's house. A happy family used to live there until recently. Now a ghostly shell remains. A strange feeling overwhelms you, as if you knew this was coming. As if death was coming to that house, oh so very soon. Yeah, now there's like an aurora borealis. At this time of place and this time of year, specifically at that farmhouse. Maybe they were making some steamed hams. I played the demo. See, I didn't like Claude. I straight up just did not like Claude. Oh, that's comforting. You see a human skull decorating a stake, still wearing a helmet. Its skin has been burnt black, and it looks like someone has yanked out its teeth. The head must have been out there all day. Can't shake the feeling that this grisly display is a threat, probably left behind by that creepy pale visitor. Yeah. FEMA officials are inspecting the site of the recent massacre. They're taking all of the dead soldiers' equipment and weapons to prevent looting. Probably didn't expect the pale visitor to survive against a group of armed soldiers. Now there are a few more body bags. Yeah, because like I said, I didn't really care too much for Claude. Good evening. I'm with FEMA running a routine inspection of in your neighborhood. Don't worry, it won't take long. Return. So our team's already been here. After screening, there's a mandatory quarantine period. They'll be staying us for a while. After that, they'll be sent back from the quarantine zone. Don't worry. The procedures are demanding, yes, but we allow them to test. Once the tests are done, we'll they took the girl. If you are unable to immediately transfer a suspected visitor to a quarantine zone, issue them a mandatory appearance slip. So, you still hold up here, I see. What did you think of that guy, the one in the suit? He's just doing his job. Times are tough lately. Just one thing after another, am I right? Maybe the suits will restore order. Or should we take matters into our own hands? I'm doing what I can. And what exactly can you do? Can you ward off death? Stop the floods, the fires, the decay? The only thing you can stop is a heartbeat. Listen. You alone? Still scrambling to survive in this new world, are we? Why? Dogs rule the world now, and only dogs survive here. You understand what I mean, yes? Things will never go back the way they were. Life changed. You're falling out of rhythm. Next time we meet, things will be interesting. I see. Hello there, dearie. Walking all the way here really took out of me, let me tell you. Hey, pop in and rest for a minute. What really counts as a long walk anyway? Take yourself. You're at home, yet how many steps have you taken here? Have you been walking for a long time? You must have been, surely. But you've matched through more decades than you've had. But I've marched through more decades than you have had hot dinners. That's the difference between you and I, dearie. Could you have kept walking? Why'd you stop here? If you've got wigs in those ears, dearie. I'm tired of walking. Show us the pits, Granny. Yeah, no, show us the pits. Show us those pits. Here, I'd have a chance to catch my breath and maybe have a nice natter. That's enough for an old lady like me. You tell me something and I'll spin a yarn in return. Share alike. Maybe then these old bones can rest a while. Come on in. Thank you, dearie. I can tell you will be a very entertaining host, and maybe I'll finally find what's been going on around here. Yo, how's it hanging? Dude, have you seen how gnarly things are out here? What the hell's going on? Be for real with me, dude. What did I miss? Hi there, Bob Marley. What the This guy looks like Daniel fucking Larson.
This dude looks like Daniel fucking Larson had a baby with Bob Marley, and I don't like it. If you know who Daniel Larson is, he is a lolcow. And he looks just like this man. Creatures that look like humans are crawling around out of the ground. Zombies? Dude, I knew it! Bro, can you, like, totally count on me for, I've seen so many movies where this happens, dude. I'm basically a survival guru. Ah, yes, the man with a Hawaiian shirt and dreadlocks looking like Daniel fucking Larson. Yeah, no, you are 100% a survival guru, I can tell you that much. Just clue me in. Are we dealing with the classic slow zombies or the gnarly fast ones? And is it like brain virus, or freaky undead dudes? Trust me, dude, the answer to that totally changes the game plan. Also, you got a shotgun or like grenades? We're gonna need hella firepower to make it through this one. And food, man, like loads of food. Do you really have no idea what is going on out there? Sure, man, it's a mess out here. I don't know. I don't think he's a visitor. People talking shit on their fellow man. Harsh and mellows with all the doom and gloom. He's got the munchies. Oh, he definitely does have the munchies. This dude looks like he doesn't smoke a bowl. This dude smokes a fucking barrel. And after all that stuff on the news, the vibes are like way off, dude. But movies, man, they got it all. Drama, betrayal, intrigue. I'm actually surprised he actually knew what that word was. They're way more fun than books, bro. Always wanted to end up in a movie someday. Come on in. Yo, appreciate it, my man. Man, this might be the raddest thing that's ever happened to me, like, ever. They should totally make a movie about this someday. Or, even better, a video game. I watch TV? No, I can't watch TV. Emergency broadcast. Wildfires are now sweeping across forested regions. Experts believe anomaly high solar activity is to blame. While the full scale of this disaster remains unclear, fire crews from nearby cities have been deployed to contain the blaze. Despite the fires, visitors continue to terrorize the nation. FEMA has announced a new identifying sign to aid public in their fight against the visitors. Or a film photography. Wait, what? Hold up, what? Dark patches appearing on a captured image is a strong indicator that the subject may be a visitor. Stay calm and remain indoors during the daylight. Up next, a word from our sponsors. Okay. Alright there, Baba Yaga. Oh, dearie me, I'm getting old. Need to test you. Well, now, go right ahead and check, dearie. You won't see anything that hasn't been seen before. You haven't seen before. Let me try photo. You're wasting that film on little old me? Well, I'll be. She's good. Well, dearie, what now? Yeah, leave her alone. She's fine. Kitchen. Girl's gone. Everything's gonna be okay. I need to test you. Go on, if it helps you. Alright, let me see here. Photo. Alrighty.
He's fine.
Because it said, like, dark circles.
One more thing that will remain after, one more thing that'll remain after I'm gone. Leave him alone. He's fine. So, good God. What's up, dude? Like, no worries at all. I got you, homie. Sure, dude. No, not him.
Well, I don't know, guys. What do you think? I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, like, they were spotty, but they weren't like dark circles. Like, what do you guys think? Cause like, well, cause like it did say though, like if it's like dark circles or something like that, right? Or was it just like circles in general? You pull out the gun. All right, we'll pull out the gun on him. Dude, I'm hella tripping right now, and I like gotta say, you're harsh to my mellow, bro. Sorry. Oh man, I thought we were vibing. Nope, he was a human. Wait, can I? See, damn it! He was a human. Fuck. I actually liked him. Yeah, that's why I'm like, oh. Oop, yeah, oop. Oh, shit. All right. You see a woman crying over her wounded husband. Can't tell if he's alive or dead. Tears streaked, she drags his heavy body away from the gunfire. You're left with a single thought: things will only get worse. The path along the field is littered with the bodies of those who try to run. Nearby stands a man responsible, a FEMA officer. He holds a rifle, smoke still drifting from the barrel. Panicked people rush to nearby houses. They bang on doors, desperate for shelter. Oh, I can already tell what's going to happen. But seems no one is willing to let them in. Oh no. Oh! The city's on fire! Well, shit. Yeah, no one wants to come in because, well, the whole fucking thing's on fire. We interrupt this program with breaking news. Reports of civil unrest are coming in from nearby city. Due to unresolved circumstances, FEMA forces to seal off the area. Please remain in your homes. Stay where you and stay where you are and await further instructions. And remember, support FEMA and join the fight against the visitors. That's the latest for now. Next up, some ads. Okay. Up next, a special report on the nature of the visitors. Okay, I gotta hear this. What are visitors? Ghosts?
creatures from the deep underground? No, this is neither a sci-fi novel nor a cheap headline. This is our new reality. Rumors continue to swirl about the visitor's true origin. Are they aliens? The Walking Dead? A lab experiment gone wrong? According to authorities, these are all baseless theories. Studies show that a visitor is a human who has come into contact with an undetermined biological agent. Methods of transmission remains unknown, and FEMA urges everyone to stay alert for the signs of visitors. If you believe you've been exposed or are unsure whether you might be a visitor, call the FEMA hotline. 000451. That's the latest for now. Stay tuned for more after the break. Okay, so this is just like cigarettes. Okay, gotcha. Okay. So what do we got here? So everything's gonna be okay. I like you. So what drives you? I believe people can be better. Even in the mess we're in, there's always a chance to rise out of it. I don't believe in miracles or divine providence. I believe in people and how we lift each other up. Someone picks up the fallen, smiles on a bad day, shares their last piece of bread. That's life. Right there. I like this man. I really like this man. It's the small things. And every time someone makes the world a little better, I know none of this was for nothing. I like him. Hi, Granny. Oh, dearie me, I'm getting old. Do you have any relatives? Everyone's forgotten me, dearie. If there's no one left alive, then they don't come around to visit poor old Granny. All the more common with young'uns these days. Plenty to get swept up in life that they forgot their own. All so bothered by this and that, and not a soul calls to ask how I'm getting on. One time I sat on that bench, and my neighbor was yapping about her grandson something fierce. Said, my boy's a good egg. Always remembers his granny. And, well, she told no fibs, dearie. Always said hello, polite young man he was. Why, I even felt a pinch of envy. Then she died. And that good egg turned rotten and sour. All he wanted was the poor soul's apartment keys, paid for with a smattering of smiles. What you reckon folks lie to each other's faces, Untruths reflected in the eyes of those we love. Marry, have children, and then, would you believe it? They don't love you at all. Lucky my husband's dead and buried, wicked old coot he was. I like Granny. I have good people. I need to check myself. Eyes. Okay. So my eyes are good. Eyes look fine. Armpits. Armpits are hairy. Nice and hairy. Nice and stinky. Nice and hairy. That's how people like it. Fuck, what the hell is that? It's like a rash, or worse, a fungus. Gotta clean myself up. Maybe it'll help clean up. Hands. Clean. Clean hands. Some powder marks, but nothing major. Okay. All right, we'll do one more night, and then we'll call it there. Yeah, and then we'll call it there. We'll do one more night. A group of evicted stand by your neighbor's ruined house. They're in shock, whispered among themselves, like they want to take shelter there. But is there any place left for them to hide from all of this? Any place in the world? Yeah, because it sounds like it's going to hell more and more. On the path stands a man armed with an assault rifle. He looks completely insane. His jacket is covered with torn out teeth, eyes, and who knows what else. It's hard to make out from there. What if there are trophies? What if he kills not for defense but for sport? Whatever the case, you hope that he's not your enemy. You're not his enemy. Oh. On a pole, a man with a sign that reads, "You took everything from me." Was he robbed? Or did FEMA take his family? Your mind races, but there's no answer. Only guesses. I don't know. I don't know. Oh. Finally, some kind of shelter. What happened to your eyes? I saw something unspeakable. I won't dare describe it, for who dwells on what the mind births when it breaks. It's always just in front of me, buried to the. Oh, so did she just take out her own fucking eyes? There are no words for the ancient dread that tore out my soul, or tore through my soul. Trust me, if you'd seen it, you wouldn't have done the same. What did you see? Did you mean the pale man? You really think a pale man is all it takes for me to rip out my eyes from their side? Oh God, no! You get out of here. Bigger, stronger. It can't be named. It follows the scent of burning flesh and reaps what we've sown. That thing was never meant to exist. It shouldn't exist. You should leave. I think it's cat food. I don't take bribes. Very well, I'll leave. But I must warn you. For the love of all that is holy, do not get any charred bodies after dark, or it will find you. I don't like that. Don't get charred bodies. Hey. Has a girl in a poncho with purple hair been here? Been by here? We don't have anyone like that here. She's my daughter. I haven't been able to find her since all this shit started. We're supposed to leave this place. Then that abnormal heat wave hit, and I passed out and when I woke up, no one was home. No note, no trace. My daughter just vanished. Where do you want to go? Somewhere FEMA can't reach us. Far away from here, basically. See, they're kind of looking for me because I know too much about them. Maybe those bastards took my daughter. Maybe not. If they did, they won't touch her. It's me they want. Just let me crash here for a couple of days until FEMA leaves the area. Then I'll move on and keep looking for my daughter. Hell, I'll tell you everything. I know exactly where the visitors come from. Oh, okay, yeah, he's coming in. Come in. Thanks. There aren't many people left today who actually hear folks out. People like you are the ones who... Okay, no, I don't think this guy's, I don't think he's, maybe because you and I were immortal. View. Hey. Can you let me in? What happened to you? I got caught in the midday... Oh, yeah, no, you are... You go away. No, you leave there. You're looking like fucking beef jerky. You should leave. I have a slip of paper with me. It's some kind of important document. Nah, you keep it. Shit, man. I don't want to die alone in the dirt. I hope the fire doesn't spread to the cities. Smells like someone died. Wait, did I let a visitor in? We bring you an important update. New details have emerged regarding a recent incident that unfolded in the city. It seems no one of the city's quarantine zones came under attack from an armed individual. The suspect's motives remains unclear at this time, and it's unknown if the attacker had any accomplices. Notably, several unverified individuals have also escaped the quarantine zone. Silence is the harbinger of death. A sinister quiet that drains the soul, but worse than the emptiness is the ringing. A distant funeral knell growing ever louder. The bell tolls for us all, filling our ears with this endless din. Filthy thoughts caught in the web of wax. An infernal nest where visitors thrive, tangled deep in sticky sustenance. Crewman Induans. Oh, wait, no, that's just garble gibberish. Up next, a special report on temporary suspension of corpsal disposal. Wait, who died? Please tell me it's not the... Please tell me it's not who I think it is. No! No, he was my favorite! Ears. Leave him alone. Okay. So, with that, everybody, that is where we are going to call it a day. Yeah, so that is where we're going to call it a day here, guys. I'm really sad because, like, my favorite guy died, and I'm trying to figure out who... Honestly, I think it's Granny. I do think it's Granny. No, I honestly do think Granny's the one that killed him. But yeah, no, like, this game is fun. Like, this game is interesting. I'm gonna have to definitely do this, and I'm gonna definitely have to do, like, another round, and then kind of, like, learn from my mistakes. But yeah, no, like, this game was actually a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoy it. Alright, with that, let me see, who do I want to raid tonight? Who, pray tell, is streaming? Who, one of our lovely, lovely friends, is streaming tonight? Who's streaming tonight? Let's see here. Let us see. Let us see here. Well. We have... You know what? You know what? Let's... You know what? Let's raid... let's raid the unicorn. Let's raid Kira. Yeah, this was fun. Like, this was a lot of fun. I had a blast doing this. So we're gonna go raid Lumina Kira, one of my very good friends. She's doing a Halloween bullying stream. And her outfit's kind of goofy looking, I ain't gonna lie here, guys. I ain't gonna lie, her outfit's looking a little goofy.
So let me see here. So I will be back on Tuesday. I will be back on Tuesday because luckily now things are gonna go back to normal. Yeah, they're gonna go back to normal now. So now I also have a new schedule layout, so I can now make a proper schedule instead of the thing that I've been constantly using for years now. So now I have a new schedule layout, so now I can actually have a proper schedule. But yeah, so we're all gonna go say hi to Lumina Kira. And until then, everyone, I'll catch you all later, and I'll see you all on Tuesday.